I'm sorry, your wife.
They was working on like a AAA game and
So I mean, if this isn't that big, I mean, it's literally the only thing that they've been tweeting about.
I'm sorry, dog. Yo, you hit me.
Look at that. You know why I laughed, fool? Because we looked at the goddamn reviews after you bought the shit.
What's the review?
Oh my god, yo! Hold up, man. Let me go there.
I mean, I'm not a big like go off of reviews.
Nah, them Xbox reviews. You
got.
gotta.
Yo, hilarious. We gonna do that. We have to. Because that shit is.
Yo. Yeah, because it's like after a while, like you be like, all right, now look, it's too many of those reviews saying this.
It's like never ending, bro. Oh man. All right, welcome everybody. Of course, this dude gets a phone call and he picks up. And this dude wearing that whack ass PlayStation 5 shirt.
Yo, I just seen this when I got in the crib. I was like, I'm gonna just throw this on real quick. I mean, I
ain't wearing a PlayStation 5 shirt on an Xbox podcast.
Right.
I ain't changing my shirt now.
Hey man, fuck it.
Playing an Xbox, not playing a PlayStation.
I thought it was a black shirt. I threw it on there.
He got his mixed up.
You didn't see that big white ass logo that said PlayStation?
No, the way it was folded.
No way that it was folded. Find a different shirt, man.
All right, welcome to episode 76 of Planet Xbox Podcast. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and these are the rest of the panel members. Who wants to go first?
Oh shit!
Hey, you got first, oh man. Come on, what's up? What you doing?
Yeah,
I got first
last week.
Oh yeah.
Well, I spazzed.
You spazzed last
week.
You
did. Spazzed on me, B.
And you rage quit the podcast too.
Yeah.
No, man, what's up, guys? It's Ole Man Logan. Are we going through like what we're playing too, or are we just doing quick intros?
I mean, we can do that.
You do that? All right. So let's see. I played through. I beat Star Wars Republic Commando, which it was the first time I ever played that game.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome first person shooter and Star Wars game. I'm very sad that it took me this long that I slept on it. And actually, I know this is Xbox podcast, but I got the platinum trophy on it on PlayStation. And I went through, played Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, just kind of.
Yo, you playing on a veteran?
Yeah.
Yo, all right. What mission are you on?
I beat the game. I'm done with it.
How did you beat the Heat?
The Heat. Which one's that one?
The mission when you get the javelin. You have to blow up 4 tanks, and then you have to run down the hill. That mission, no man.
Come on.
No,
dude, I beat Modern Warfare. Like that's like my favorite Call of Duty.
I breezed through MW2. I breezed through MW2. That one mission alone, I can't fucking get through right now.
Call of Duty 4, I've played through quite a few times, like on the 360, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. So
I beat that mission on PS4, but I can't beat that mission on Xbox. Like the AI is just, I don't know, man. This shit's insane.
And then I'm at the tail end of Psychonauts.
Okay.
And still where Psychonauts is at, like I think it's gonna when we last talked about what our game of the year so far have been.
Mm-hmm.
When I said Resident Evil 8, I think Psychonauts is gonna take it. It all depends on how well that game ends and everything. Like I'm having a really good
you'll like the
time.
ending.
It's got a lot of like very deep like meaning shit in it. I'm just like, wow, that's a really hard hitting stuff there with all the subject matters and stuff that it deals with. And how it deals with it, but I'm trying to go through like all the levels and find all the collectibles in the process as well. So it's just kind of taking me a little bit longer to go through that, because then as you progress through the story, you get other abilities. So then the areas that you couldn't get access to earlier, you can kind of go back and pick up with those stuff. So I'm just kind of doing that, but I'm at the tail end of it. So I've been my big 3 this week.
No.
What?
No, not you. No.
You're like, no.
No, my bad.
No, you be playing games on the podcast.
Man, all of y'all motherfuckers playing game while on the podcast. So
I did that last week. I had to get through that Ghost DLC. That was it.
Dope.
No,
or Sad Boy Blue.
There you go, baby. There you go.
God damn, man.
Golly, I didn't
had
know
this
what
whole-
we're talking about.
I don't know. Remember this whole conversation we had the other day? I'm like,
shit Nick talking about. I don't want to hear shit Nick talking about. I don't know what Nick talking about.
listen.
You can say
How
blue,
many?
boy, blue. You can say anything blue. We good. Like so, it don't even matter.
How many days is it gonna take to you? How many days is it gonna take before you change it to something else?
That's the name from now on. Like
Hold me to this.
Change your gamer tag as
Oh.
well.
Yeah, son, we got you.
Yeah. That's the name from now on. Like that's it. Like we're good.
We got
just been playing Destiny.
I don't believe you.
So
I'm
we
gonna
got
give
a
you a
old
week.
Logan
I gotta
and a
prove you
sad
wrong.
boy
I gotta
blue.
prove you wrong. So I got you. I gotta prove you wrong. Shit, if I change it,
Look, he got a blue controller in his hand.
I
Look
will
at that.
cash
He ain't
out
capping.
money.
Look at that. Yeah, he
Well,
got,
he
the
got
blue
that
controller.
aqua controller.
Woo!
Aqua one.
Wow. Yeah, like yeah, so this aqua one is fucking beautiful. Like it's fucking it feels dope too. Like the grips on the back, like
Yeah,
the grips
the grips are a different color, aren't they?
Yeah, they're kind of like tie-dye. Like they're kind of like a tie-dye, kind of like a light bluish, like the dark blue. Like it's a mixture, but it feels really dope. But shit, if I change my name, I'll cash app you money, bro. Like I'll put it like that. If I do it, I'll cash app you money. Like if I don't stick to this, like I'll cash app you money. Like that's my punishment. That's my punishment. Like so if I don't stick to it, but for real, I just been playing Destiny. I beat Psychonauts. I'm definitely gonna go back for the collectibles. Love Psychonauts, very great game. Should I bounce back in the Judgment? And I'm having fun with that. Like very, very excited for Lost Judgment. Very, very excited for that. Tales. It's like I got so many RPGs I'm trying to beat right now. Like this shit is killing me. And then I'm trying to grind out also Destiny. So I'm just sitting here losing my mind. I'm just like, I'm not gonna have enough time to try to do all of this shit. But it's like, I'm trying, bro. And I'm at the end of Omno. Omno's really good. Even that has some
game like a bad conversation.
why?
Yeah,
like you think it's
something
good?
like that
Like,
game. Dude, I dug Omno. Like I thought it was a beautiful looking game, and it was just like a fun, like Zen, like collectible
exactly.
game.
It's calm.
They
as
just
shit.
chilled.
Like it's really calm. Like it has like some really good messages in it as well.
Yeah.
And it's it's a really beautiful pastel type of like construction, very soft palette type of game. Like it just looks really soft. Like it seems like it's like made out of clay at times. It's
The Artful Escape come out tonight.
What game?
The Artful Escape. It comes out tonight.
You do?
Yeah, it's showing as 9/8, but today's the 8th and it's 8 o'clock, so it has to be soon.
Shit, it might.
What game you talking about?
The Artful Escape.
Yeah,
to me it says September 9th at 12 p.m.
Get on PC.
I'm just looking off of the Xbox website.
Okay.
But I played another game. Hold up. One of the games I did play that I automatically turned off, it was a game called Craftopia. I turned that shit off.
Yeah, it's an early access. It's bad.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm hip. Like it's just like I tried it and I saw that there was like so much to it. Like this was like more than Black Desert. This was more than like any other type of like. This was more than fucking like Fantasy Star. Like I'm just sitting there like it was so
That's
much.
how it
shit
is
on
with
that
a game
screen.
like that. Yeah, you just
I was like,
I don't know. You have to be a particular type of gamer to get into a game like that where there's
you gotta be an S tier dork to play something like that. I'm just sorry.
like this shit, because I fuck with Fantasy Star and I love Black Desert, but it was just like that game I just really couldn't get into. Like I was just like, I can't do this. So yeah, but that's what I've been playing though.
Oh, you get it?
Awesome. Dope boy.
Where you push?
I've been playing Psychonauts 2, trying to get through that. Try to get through COD 4 remastered Veteran. That one mission that I mentioned earlier, the heat is fucking insane on Veteran. I
just don't want to break it.
Just raging on that shit. Beat Ghost DLC. I started Horizon with that 60 FPS up there on PS5, so I'm trying to get through that. It's an okay game. I don't think it's anything too special, but
they're rechargeable.
I don't get the hype for that game in particular. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great. For Horizon Zero Dawn. And Oh yeah, I've been playing Destiny, just like going on their rating and stuff like that, trying to get Vex Mythical class. So I was streaming that last night. And I'm just waiting for Tails to come out, but I gotta beat Horizon before I get to Tails.
I don't know.
So you gonna wait?
I might be passing on Tails. I mean, I saw somebody played like the first hour of it. It's alright. I was like, I got through Scarlet Nexus. I don't think I'm in a rush to play no damn Tails.
Yeah, if you're not gonna get it day one, at least wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like Tails, it does look good. It's just I have a whole bunch of stuff that's on my radar that like I can't get the time to sink there and spend I don't know X amount of hundred of hours on that. There's just way too much. Like this month alone, like Tails isn't on my radar. Maybe
just add it to the backlog.
I'm not spending $60 just to throw that bitch right in that backlog.
Yeah.
I'll add it to my backlog at like $30 to $20.
Yeah.
I'll throw it in my backlog.
Yeah. Far Cry. That's what I did with Far Cry 5. I got that shit for like $5 on Steam.
Oh yeah,
Chris.
Yeah, I love Far Cry. I'm excited for. Did you see that little bit of shade that Far Cry threw out there to like buy Far Cry on Xbox One and PS4, get a free upgrade?
Yeah, I'm not buying Far Cry 16 one. I'll wait for a sale on that.
Chris, what you playing?
I'm Far Cry 6 day one, but that's me.
I don't even think he's there.
Is he?
Chris?
I'm here.
Oh, he just unmuted. He's there.
What up? Nah, I'm playing Hades. I finally started Hades.
yeah.
Like 2 days ago, and it's fucking awesome, man. I love it. I definitely love it. Excuse me. I can see. Damn, I can't talk right now. I can see a lot of love went into this game from the directors. Definitely a lot of love and passion, and a lot of things that I'm enjoying about the game. I'm enjoying the gameplay loop, the different weapons you can get, different builds, the different gods and blessings, and you know, so far Poseidon and the wine god. I forgot what his name. The one that has the wine. Those are my favorites so far. Those are my favorite gods so far and shit like that.
Yep.
And then I'm just waiting for Tales of Arise Friday. I'm waiting for Tales of Arise Friday. I'm fucking super hype about tomorrow. I think tomorrow's gonna be a very, very amazing event, to be honest with you. If you ain't a PlayStation fan, just stay out the way, bro. You don't got a light PlayStation, that's fine. But don't say a goddamn thing to me tomorrow, all right?
Well,
So is it like the night? Is it like the night before the first day of school for you?
Nah, hell no. I hated going to
You
school.
excited? You excited? It's like that the night before the first day of school. You get that excitement, like, damn, I'm gonna see all my friends again.
Nah, I hated school.
Bites, Bankhead.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hold on, real quick. My bad. Hey, Jess is gonna be coming, but he's running late. My bad.
Okay. What are you playing, sir?
Oh man, I'm finishing up my season 11 in Apex. But I've been actually, man, I dipped into that Zone of the Enders, and I started from the first one.
Everybody playing that shit. All right, go ahead.
I mean, just wanted to see what was going on. I joined all right. I mean, I like it a little bit.
All right.
I mean, you know, but so far that's all I've been playing though.
I finished up Psychonauts 2. I think Wednesday? I think late last week. I finished up Psychonauts 2. Great game of the year so far. Going back, I don't think I 100% completed. Like, I mean, I'm close to getting a couple more achievements regarding collectibles, but overall, I'm pretty much satisfied with what I played, what I got out of it. I think it's a really good game. So if you have Xbox or Game Pass, PC, whatever, Xbox, whatever, play it. If you want Xbox, there's no excuse not to play it. And obviously the game's available on PlayStation. If you want to support, you can buy it there. $60. It's also 60 frames on PS5. But I played that, and then I was like, you know what? Let me stop fronting. I had a good time with Psychonauts 2. I think it's time. I got nothing really. At this point, I have nothing to play on my radar. September, there's not anything I'm really looking forward to in the month of September. I know there's a lot of games coming out, but there's nothing in particular I'm hyped about. I'll try that Artful Escape. Hopefully it's good. Other than, but what I did was I resumed my playthrough of Ratchet and Clank vs. Apart, and I think I got like 2 more planets and I'm done. So I literally did like a 2-day like run on it, and I'm like, okay, you know. So
it's
I'm
a
back
quick game to beat. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
I'll probably have it finished. I'll probably. Well, it depends. Like I probably won't play after the podcast today. I probably won't play tomorrow because after my work thing, it's football. And so I'll probably have it done Friday. I think that's the new date that I'm targeting. So but yeah, so Ratchet and Clank is the game that I'm pretty much focused on right now. All right, and then Addict.
Damn, you beat what's the name before Ratchet and Clank?
What?
Wow.
Be what?
Psychonauts too.
What? No, because the thing is, like I said, I like Ratchet, but this Ratchet was not like I kept like losing interest while playing.
Yeah, so it wasn't holding your attention.
So I took a break, and so now when I resumed, after I finished Psychonauts, like my platforming peak was at like a all-time high. So I just went directly back into Ratchet and Clank, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I just started like just playing until I got tired. I went to my work event late because of Ratchet and Clank. I was like, I gotta get past this. Let me get this. No. I went to work late because I think I finished Psychonauts. I waited till I finished the game before I go to my work event. There was something that I got distracted with when I was playing with Ratchet this week, but yeah, but I got one more sit down or session with Ratchet and Clank, like another 2 hour or so section. I should be done because I know Ratchet and Clank, they make you go back to like Planet Shoe Unlocked, like obviously before. So I just know I think I have like 2 more places to go to. Or somebody can tell me where I'm at. I fought the little dork ass what's the Nefarious with Rivet though, and then the new form, the more advanced form came through, and I gotta go look for shit before I probably have to fight him again. So how far am I? I don't know.
Wait, you fought Nefarious?
I fought Nefarious.
Did you go to the prison yet?
You said the prison?
Yeah. Did you go to the prison yet?
You're almost done with the game. I'll see about another hour and a half.
Yeah. Once you hit the prison, you're near the end.
I met up with Ratchet, like Rivet and Ratchet met like face to face. Rivet has the robot. Obviously, Clank is back. Well,
you're near the end.
Okay.
You're near the end. Yeah.
You probably got like 20% left.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case, yeah. So I'm definitely going to finish it on my next playthrough. Damn, everybody keep calling me right now. It's starting to drive me. It's actually starting to drive me nuts. Oh my god! Like that's just starting to drive me nuts. Like I'm because Addict has hit me up about the crops. I don't care about the crops right now. All right. So what else we got? No, because it's like the crops is gonna get messed up with when we still got what Jez got to join. And
Jez.
Yeah,
we'll be. It's not even that bad. It's presentable. It's presentable right now. We're good.
Not
we'll be
if
all right.
Chris and Nick was on camera, it would fix itself.
Yeah.
And what the hell did I just do? Oh. Yo, I didn't mean to do that. All right, there you go.
Why is that up there, bro?
What?
Nah, like I'm trying to figure out this MMO shit.
All right, so there's a couple things happened this week. Alan Wake leaked, and it then became official. Remaster comes out this October. It's all platforms, right?
Yeah.
First time on PlayStation, so that's kind of big right there.
Well, not for me,
PlayStation.
But
okay, and then Epic is publishing it, so this is one of the games that Epic is publishing.
Yep.
Yeah, because don't they have some type of
exclusive
distribution deal with Remedy or some shit like that?
They have that. They're also going to.
Did Epic buy them?
Epic didn't buy them. They just have a deal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got a deal.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. Like, I know there's huge for Alan Wake fan. I played the game on a 360. I played and beat the game. I completed it from beginning to end. And my thoughts on it back then was halfway through the game, I thought the game was awesome, right? But then the second half, it just completely died off of me. I hated the fucking ending. The ending was really the thing that threw it off of me. It's not a lake, it's an ocean. I hated that shit, bro. I hated that shit. The enemies never switched up. It was always the shadow, and you had to fight with the flashlight and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. Like halfway through the game, I was loving it. I can see how people are a fan of it. I never played American
Nightmare.
What was it? American Nightmare. Yeah, Wasteland Nightmare.
American Nightmare was a good little side game, but it was like you went through the same shit over and over.
Right, but to me, a lot of Remedy games, like I enjoy them like most of the time, and then it's always like the last little bit or the ending that just completely turns it off for me. Control did the same thing, like Control, like 95% of the game, I thought that shit was amazing, but then the last 5% were when she finally finds her brother and shit like that, right? I hated that ending. It was just like, I don't know what it is about Remedy games and shit like that, but it is a big deal because a lot of people do enjoy Alan Wake. This is one of the horror games, one of the most requested horror games to come back. So they finally bring it back for a remaster. But with that being said, even though I'm not too fond of the first game per se, if they came out with a sequel after Remedy has all this experience and what Control and stuff like that, I would be interested in the sequel to see what they do with that. But as far as the remastered, I'm not picking it up personally. So, but I know
I never played it.
Other people, go ahead, because I know other people who really love it and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, like for me, like Alan Wake was probably my favorite Xbox 360 game of that entire generation. I know that's kind of a big thing. 'Cause I know a lot of people are like, really, there's like Halo, there's Gears, there's all the other things from the 360 generation. I loved Alan Wake. I was so pumped and looking forward to that game when it actually finally came out. And then I was very sad that there was like no more like to it. They did that American Nightmare game and it was okay, but it just kind of felt like you were playing you're kind of doing like the same level over and over and over. And I didn't feel like it really expanded too much on the Alan Wake universe. The two expansions that came out after it were phenomenal. I love those. So like to see that they're doing, like a nice next gen refresh and remake and bringing it back out, it kind of gives me hopeful that they might do a full-blown sequel depending on how well this does. Maybe they'll look at seeing the sales figures and stuff, because they've hinted at Alan Wake, in the Control DLC and stuff, and between Control, Quantum Break, and Alan Wake, they're all kind of in the same universe.
They are.
So it's interesting to see, that Remedy hasn't really made a direct sequel to Alan Wake, but they have referenced these universes all in the same kind of realm. So I do like that. So I'm hopeful, like depending on how this sells, that we get a sequel. And I will say, if you guys have never played Alan Wake, I would highly recommend, like, this would be the best time to try it out, because I love the game. Like, if you like Control, like, it's got the over shoulder third person shooter, but it's got a little bit, like, I wouldn't say it's got horror elements to it. When I think of horror, I think more of like Dead Space, Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
Yeah, it's more suspense. It's got
a hella ton of suspense. It's more like psychological thriller and very mysterious of what's going on. I would recommend it to anybody, to be honest. Like, it's just a game I loved. It might be like I already have a packed year from the rest of this, from September on, of games, and I might see if there's a way I can squeeze Alan Wake in, just one more time, because I play that game. I play it every couple years or so. I'll play it, and it's been about 2 years since I played it, and I'm like, I'm kind of due for playing it again, and so I might have to pick that up.
I didn't like the game. Like,
they didn't like the game.
But you didn't like the game.
Damn, Smooth don't like anything.
All right, so I remember when the game first came out, I pre-ordered it. I had my like $5 reservation at GameStop, and me and my friend, when we walked to pick it up, it was the same day Red Dead came out, and he was he went to go get the Red Dead. He was like, what are you getting? I was like, Alan Wake. I got this game pre-ordered, and he was like, you getting that? He's like, you ain't gonna like it. Get Red Dead. And I was like, nah, I got this pre-order. He's like, no, get Red Dead. And so I canceled my pre-order and got Red Dead. And
great choice.
I played.
Hey, both of them are good, but yeah.
I ended up playing Alan Wake like late in the generation or so. and I was like, I don't like this. Like I didn't like it. Like so, it was just like I never finished the game, so just like whatever, it just kind of fell on the wayside. So I'm gonna be really truthful with you guys. I mean, if it ain't in Game Pass, I don't think I'm buying it.
Damn,
That's
it's like that.
It's not going to Game Pass.
I'm buying it. I ain't never
played it. It is backwards compatible. And I think I have that one or that version's in Game Pass.
I think they've given it for free though on Xbox too.
Yeah, I think I either have.
Not only has it been on Game Pass, it was a Games of Gold game too.
Yeah. So it's I can play it in the C, but from what I play, I didn't care for it. So I mean, will 4K make a big difference? I don't know how much of an upgrade it's going to be. Is this going to be an HD port, or is it going
that'd be nice to see.
They're calling it a remaster, right? It's remastered. Yeah, it's a remaster. Yeah, so I don't know how in depth they're gonna go to because there's different levels to remasters. So we'll just have to see by what they show on the screenshots or trailer or whatever.
Like they said, ray tracing will be available for like the current gen consoles, and the ones prior won't get that. So I don't know how far that's gonna be implemented.
They said ray tracing.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense because I know Remedy's, is going to be they're going to be pushing ray tracing in their games.
Yeah, like they're using their Torchlight engine, if I recall, for this remaster. So I think it's Torchlight.
I don't think it's like Northlight or some shit like that.
Yeah, Northlight, Torchlight, one of them.
Oh, so are they're porting it to the Control engine?
If it's doing that, then I might be more interested because then I know it's going to look 10 times better.
I think they'll do a good job with that remaster. I don't think it's going to be a simple port, something basic. Like
reason why I think it's a simple port because of the quick turnaround. They bought the IP back from Xbox. Last year, and
maybe they were already working.
That's when the rumors started though last year.
Epic. They signed a deal with Epic earlier this year or late last year, and then here it is. This game, it is going to come out next month. Haven't seen an ounce of it. I think it's going to. It just screams. It streams like an HD port, like when everybody thought Quick was going to be like this brand new remaster or a remake of the game, and it was just a freaking HD.
No.
So do you think it's going to be a full 60, or is it going to be? Do you think it'd be like a $40 price?
I
don't know.
If it's $40, then it's a port. If it's $30-$40, it's a port, HD port. But when are we going to see it? Are we going to see this? Are we going to see this game tomorrow?
Nah, I don't think.
We're not gonna see it. We're not seeing that game tomorrow.
With Remedy being purchased by Sony, is that what the thing is gonna be?
Nah, they already got purchased by I think it was 505 Games, if I'm not mistaken. They got purchased by somebody.
I don't think 505 owns them.
Deal.
I know they've done publishing deals with 505, but I don't think they're owned.
Nah, the rumor with Sony is that they are working on supposedly, right, is the rumor, so it's probably not true, that they're supposedly working with Sony for a PlayStation 5 exclusive. So I'm not sure about that. Yeah,
that makes sense though, because they had an Xbox exclusive with
Quantum Break.
Time, man.
Yeah, with Quantum Break,
which is another great Remedy game if you've never played.
And Alan Wake too. Alan Wake was Xbox exclusive as well.
All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, so the thing is, Xbox used to own the IP. So that's why I was on wasn't on like PlayStation all this time. So once they got that back, that was the green light that obviously they're gonna be bringing this IP back and putting it all over the place. So I mean, hopefully everybody likes it. Like I said, if it's a legit remaster, I'd be interested. But if it's just an HD port of the game,
like Mafia 1, right?
Yeah.
Like Mafia 1, they called that a remaster, but that was like
that was a remake.
That was more of like a
that was like a reimagining, but it like
it wasn't a reimagining. It was just more like a 1-to-1 remake. Yeah.
Like, but for my take for Alan Wake, like I mean, Alan Wake, like I was just playing through it like a couple months ago, like streaming it and everything. That was my first time. I never got to it on the Xbox 360. I was afraid of horror games. Like weirdly, I was afraid of horror games, but I played through Dead Space a lot through the 360. So I don't know, like that's bullshit. But like I mean, shit, if you're not fans of like Twin Peaks, like that old TV show from like the 80s and 70s and shit like that, shit, if you know of that show, then you understand Sam Lake's writing. Like, Sam Lake's writing is very, like, you're not gonna like how shit ends with him. Like, when he's writing stuff, you're not gonna fuck with it because it mostly lingers on cliffhangers and leaves you asking more questions than getting fucking answers. So this is like, you're not gonna really be fucking with it. But I mean, like, I enjoy his writing. I enjoyed his performance as Max Payne. Like his face being photographed for Max Payne 1, that was amazing, lit.
Yeah. A still face. It was just
Son, that
it was
iconic,
he was Max Payne, man.
That face is iconic, bro. Like, but it was but yeah, him making kind of like his own Marvel universe with like Quantum Break, Control, shit like that. Him just mixing it all together. I'm really interested to see where he takes this, and to also see where he takes this game if it gets a sequel. If the reception is good and it gets a sequel, I'm really excited to see what he does with it. I'm a big fan, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I somebody said shout out to Charm City. Matter of fact, Charm City, I just invited you. If you hit general, somebody could drag you into the podcast. I don't know if you guys see Jez or Charm City in the
we don't have those permissions to drag anybody though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, just say he pull up in a couple minutes.
Well, yeah, didn't y'all add people on the show before?
Oh, it's only been
I can't.
No.
I'm pretty sure, Dope, you got some sort of. All right, Charm City says Quantum Break was very underrated. It was.
Yeah, it was.
I have to finish again.
Dude, you ever beat Quantum Break? Come on, Dope, you got to get on that stuff, man. Quantum Break was another.
Yeah, I like.
I'm in the rush to beat it. I played it a bit. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool, but I don't know. I'll get to it when I get to it.
All it needs is a FPS boost now.
Man, just say you don't like that. You know,
all Quantum Break needs is a frame rate boost, and we good.
It do.
Because right now the visuals are on.
I go back and play that.
Yeah, the visuals are there, man. It's just the 30 FPS.
I just loved I love the integrated how they did a whole ass TV show for that. You know,
yeah, I thought that was really cool. Shit. I watched it. Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope, yo.
But probably
that was so cool. The things that you did in the TV show would also like affect the game in certain ways. And man, that was such a slept on feature. I
didn't like the fact that you had to wait so long to just do a melee punch. Like that joint was, it was a little behind on that.
Yeah, he's in the general chat right now.
All right. And the Ravenflow says this is what happens when people don't buy their exclusive. This should never have happened, but I'll support Remedy on PS4 like I did on Xbox. On the PS4? Yikes.
That's not how that works. And I mean, whatever.
I bought Alan Wake's. I don't know what you. Dude, I still have my OG Alan Wake, but I'm pretty sure the receipt from 2010 is still in it. I never got rid of that shit.
Yeah, so whatever the deal is.
I think what he's trying to say is that enough people didn't buy it for it.
Well, I can't tell people to buy stuff, man.
But he's not saying you. Did he say Ole Man Logan?
No, I don't know. I felt like I was being attacked. That's all. They said you guys don't buy these games. I'm like, I got my receipt.
Yeah, we never buy games.
Yeah. That notion.
I'm about to literally go look.
Oh man, he's about to grab his whole
He's
thing.
gonna grab his.
That's crazy.
Like who was it that did like the super ultra cap? I think it was Nick, when he was like, this game always belonged on PlayStation. Finally, happy to see it home. So I expect to see a lot of these tweets in regards to.
You only saw one tweet, and that was from that Nick guy, right? You talking about Nick?
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, I said. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see once the game is here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see more of those tweets. But right now, PlayStation
they can keep
occupied with two things right now. Which we're going to get on to.
One. What are you talking about? Two things. One thing.
Two things.
One thing.
Definitely two. What's up with this? Where did this rumor of a PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series S2?
Oh, I can break that down.
I don't fucking know, bro. That shit. I don't even care about that.
You don't know. I know. Let me explain it. So, I'm not sure if you guys know, Moore's Law is dead. He covers a lot of the rumors about upcoming architectures. He has a lot of sources, AMD, Intel, everything. He also covered a lot of well, not a lot, but a decent amount of PS5 specs before it dropped, and he was somewhat accurate in what he was covering based on the sources he had. So he dropped a video yesterday talking about like what to expect from the PS5 event, and then he talked about the PS5 Pro and then the Xbox Series S refresh. So he was talking about that, and he was saying how, hey, PS5 Pro is gonna be a thing, it's gonna happen. And then pretty much everyone else just ran with what he said in his video talking about 8K, which he said 8K isn't really going to be viable because it's going to be too expensive to make. You need a really big die on there to handle 8K, so just do 4K and just max out the resolution. And I don't know. I think if they do the refresh, the best thing for them is to go with Zen 3 and then either go with RDNA 3 with the same CU count, or just add more CUs to RDNA 2. And you can keep costs down, because by that time it's 2023, 2024. By the time they drop that, RDNA 2 and Zen 3 will be like dirt cheap. And you'll be able to just max out 4K games at that point in time. It's early rumblings. It's early rumblings.
Yeah, it's early rumblings. I mean, they're always talking about new hardware and make. I think Sony said they're already looking into PS6, but I honestly wouldn't want them to do another mid-gen refresh, only because of this generation last generation when we had a mid-gen refresh from both, and then coming into this generation, right? Because of those mid-gen refreshes, this is where you got a lot of people with their stupid ass opinions about resolutions and shit like that. So if a game isn't native 4K, you know what I mean? That they think that it looks bad or anything like that. Like, because back in last generation it was all about the resolution. This generation is more about like the image quality and shit like that. Like, shit doesn't have to like hit native 4K for it to look good, because there's so much downsampling techniques or whatever. But because of the mid-gen refresh, you had all these people just expecting, just native 4K and everything like that, and just looking past of what actually is really going to be significantly improved. And don't worry about the resolution so much.
So you're worried about fanboy arguments.
Well, it's not even that I'm worried about fanboy arguments. Is because when I look at from like the PlayStation to the PlayStation Pro, the PlayStation Pro only bumped it up a bit, but we were still getting games running at the same frame rate. Like, we weren't getting games that were like 60 on the Pro and 30 on the PS4. It was just a slight resolution bump, and it was almost the same thing on the Series X. Even though the Series X was more capable, right? You were still getting a lot of the games. It was still run 30, on the Series X as it did the Xbox One, with the only difference being it's like the resolution was just increasing. That's it. So I mean, we'll see. If it happens, I'm gonna get one. Of course, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get a new updated model and shit like that. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna impact.
I don't think it's gonna impact gamers that much as well, because if you look at the statistics of the amount of PS4 Pros that sold, it was like 20% of gamers upgraded from the base PS4 to the Pro, and the PS4 Pro is being outsold 1-5 by the PS4 Slim. So it's not something that everybody's gonna move to. I would get it because I would like the extra performance. But it all depends on the timing. I would just say, hey, like, focus on PS6, focus on the next gen Xbox console, and then have a massive performance gain then. Wait until like 2026 or something like that, because these consoles are going to be very capable. Now, if you're talking about the long-term sustainability of development for these consoles, I don't think that's an issue either. Like, you see a lot of games hitting 4K, you see a lot of games hitting 120 frames per second. I think the next thing would be like 4K at 120 frames for a lot of games, or at least 1800p upscaled at 120 frames, because a lot of them are doing like 1440p, 120. And I don't think that's bad. The image quality is still there, but you'll probably be able to max out resolutions more at 4K with an updated PS5. That's down the line.
Right. A lot of these 120 games are cross-gen and like games from last gen. Once these games started getting more in demand, like when we go and they started leaving the last gen behind and they started getting them more in demand and shit like that, I don't really see a lot of these, especially AAA games, being able to run at 120 and 120 frames with these consoles. So yeah, some of the smaller games, less demanding games, may have the choices and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Like Last of Us Part 3 on the PS5, like we know that shit's gonna push graphics like a motherfucker. I don't see that shit running at no 120.
I do. I see it running at 120. I mean, even at a reduction of like the visuals. Like, I mean, like we've had so many titles that have came out, just dropped the visuals a little bit, and we've got 60 or 120. Like a lot of people aren't really focused on visuals as much as they were. And like Chris said, to that whole mid-gen native 4K shit, I will say I was in that crowd. I was like, yeah, fucking native 4K and all that bullshit. But when it came down to performance and how games felt, that shit got overlooked for me. Yeah. So it was just like I just wanted the game to feel really fucking good. That's all I want. So it's just like
60 is the new standard now. So
yeah, it's just like the 60 and 120. If we could get more titles that are 60 or 120, I'm all for it. Like even if you drop it to 1800, 1440, you make shit look cleaner, sharper, more defined, whatever you need to do, however you do it, and that's what I can get. I'm gonna go with it. Like that's just like all that. I don't know. Like it's just like that mid-gen shit. Like it really had me feeling a type of way. Even though I participated and I got the console, it was just like I'm more of the type as the way like if I could have my console last like 6-8 years or so, like then we good. Like the PS2 and fucking in Japan and out there, that junk was still balling. People were still copping games for it. Like the PS2 is one of my favorite consoles of all time. So it's just like that motherfucker was still going hard into the Xbox One and PS4 generation. So it's just like I would just appreciate longevity more so for me. And if I could get better performance out of it, then that's all I'm asking for. Like it's just like that longevity shit, like it does well with me. Like I don't want to be buying mid-gen this. Oh damn, then we gotta go and do this. Oh damn, then this how like everybody was applying that whole to turn into cell phone shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I hate
that. What they are, but here's the thing. So I get what you're saying, right? But then again, the longest generation we had was the 360 PS3 generation, right?
I think so.
The way Xbox is doing it, I feel it is more appropriate because it's like realistically, like when you turn on if you've been on Xbox One since day one and now you're on the series, it doesn't feel like you went
nothing's changed.
Yeah, you don't feel like you went like, oh my god, like the like games and stuff got better and everything. But as long as it remains seamless like that, then yeah, that can happen. Like we can tolerate an X2 or S2. Like I mean, well, I probably still buy day one. Right now, I don't feel like thinking about it in 20. Yeah, the games, the consoles.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not really in the mood of like, damn, what's the next? I don't care right now. I kind of want. I'm still waiting for this console to deliver. I'm not really caring about what the next Series X is gonna do or the Series like or the PS5 Pro. Not like I kind of like no. I looked at these consoles as the death of a mid-gen because I feel like they were so strong that they wouldn't be necessary.
They're so
is that the real game in Addict in the chat? Or is that a fake account?
That's a fake one.
That's fake. Yeah, that's fake.
He doesn't even go by.
They got a fake game in Addict account.
Yeah, last generation when they released both of the consoles was so underpowered that they had to come out with a mid-gen refresh.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But shout out to Charm City Games. What's up, man? How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. Can you let us know? Can you let us know where to find you and what
Charm
games
City,
you're currently
baby.
playing?
You can find me on Twitter, PlayStation, Xbox, everything Charm City Games. I got a Facebook group, No Sleep Gaming. You can follow my Facebook gaming page, Charm City Games. My YouTube, Charm City Games. Everything's just Charm City Games.
Okay.
Like I'm digging his name though, Charm City Games. Like I used to skate out Charm City Skate Shop and shit. So that's crazy. Like I didn't.
Are you from?
Yeah. Nah, I am though.
So you gonna change your name?
What? hey!
Yeah, you got some inspiration there. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Funny dude,
Oh, dude, he's gonna have a different. He's gonna have a different
That was a good one.
He's gonna change all of his shit again. God damn it!
Sad Boy had us be having us.
Hey, old man. Hey, old man. Hey, old man. Get your pockets ready, baby. Get your pockets ready. I got you.
Like, who the hell was that? He was like, who the hell was that?
Pockets ready.
Yeah, I was like, who the hell is Sad Boy? What the?
I know. I get like some dude like I got like some guy liking my tweet. I was like, what the fuck, Sad Boy? And I look at the same goddamn icon. This guy got. I'm like, come on. I had to do that Twitter DM. I'm like, dude, this has gotta be. When is this gonna stop?
Rolling out here,
crazy,
man. Rolling out here. That's
Charm City. What you playing though?
I mean, I was playing Psychonauts earlier.
Hell yeah!
I've been playing between that and Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then I wanted to play Ghost, but all of my save data for some reason got deleted from the cloud, so I don't feel like going through the whole story just to do the DLC. So I'm gonna get to that.
Word.
What they call that? Smooth dumb delivery.
Dumb delivery.
Oh man!
I heard that the Ghost of Tsushima was the one that fixed it. Was the first game to like really like do the cross save thing properly. Like, in my wrong?
Because you can go from the menu from the game, and it will just instantly download it from the clouds to the game.
Yeah, like, you can do that, but the thing is, for some reason, when I first beat Ghost of Tsushima, it didn't save to the cloud, and so I uninstalled it. And then when I went to go get the DLC, I re-downloaded the game. It didn't have nothing that I had before. Like, I beat the whole game. I had damn near platinum the game. I didn't have nothing.
I mean, you still got your trophies. You just don't have the data to back it up, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's tough, man. When you almost platinum the game and then you lose your save file, that's gonna be a while to go back to that progress.
Yeah, for the PS, my shit was there. Everything was there. Like as soon as I downloaded it, that I got a free platinum. All the trophies popped up, and I got the free platinum for that version.
I got a platinum that game, man. I'm slacking.
And what I don't like about PlayStation, like you gotta turn on that feature to save to the cloud. Xbox will do it automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
man.
beat that dead. Nice. So, son.
Like, now I'm looking at them like, yo, I know I got my save file in here somewhere, and I ain't have nothing. I'm like, I was pissed off of it. I was just sitting there just looking at my screen for a minute, like, yo, I'm not about to play through the whole game again.
It's a long game too.
With the PS now, do you gotta like? How do they do the cloud saves with that? Like,
you have to turn it on manually inside of your settings. So and then
I think
you have to turn on the upload.
But I believe if it's a PS3
my shit was
game,
automatically on though when I turned my shit on. Well, the PS5, my shit was automatically on.
I made sure I had mine on the PS4.
I don't know what this dude talking about.
Before I even did it.
I lost some saves and I kept quite a few saves, so I was very confused with what happened to mine. Like I lost like my saves for like my random stuff, like Spider-Man. I didn't have that save, but like I literally had everything else, Death Stranding. But then like another game I lost was Max Payne.
Oh,
like, I lost that game too, and I was like, I just lost like random stuff.
It's a UI feature you have to do. You have to go to your save files, upload it to the cloud, and then I think there's a way you can automatically sync it, so you don't have to like keep doing that every single time on PlayStation.
Right.
That's what I did on PS4.
And then another thing is they actually hide the cloud save behind the PlayStation Plus wall.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Hey, man, it's not an issue.
All the features.
So.
No, it's not an issue.
Yeah. Gaming is an expensive hobby, man. They should be able to charge you for all that, you know.
Sure.
Hey, that's what everyone says. It's an expensive hobby, so you know they gotta make their money how they can.
Right after they.
That's what it is. If you ain't willing to spend the money, you broke.
You know what's funny about all that? They just was talking about how well they were profiting. Like I just don't understand. Like,
but that's why I don't like to get into the whole economics of these companies, because they're talking about, hey, they profiting, but when you mention nickel and diamond, oh, they got to make their money, or you got to support
right.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways.
People be acting like these developers ain't eating good.
Man, the first party on salary, dog. They might get a bonus if they get like a Metacritic score.
I don't know. Fuck all of
it.
We
went way off.
No, I brought up the point that people saying that, you know, it's a new generation. Games are expensive. Yeah, I understand that, but you know, they just said that they made a big profit. Like everybody was, you know,
Gaming was booming.
Yeah, Sony did this, they did that.
Right, and now they put in more money into, just like they're saying, these games, at least the ones that Sony are producing, these games are getting very big, very expensive. I know David Jaffe said there's a couple of Sony games that he knows right now that are 200 million plus. You know what I mean, to make. So they're putting
Was
a
that
lot.
Jaffe?
Hold on. That was Jaffe.
I think part of that's what a huge chunk of that's marketing, though.
But hold on, it doesn't matter. They're putting a lot of money into these games, and we see it every time. Like a new generation, like PlayStation steps up in the quality department over and over and over again. So, so these games are getting more expensive. Just like Sean Lady was saying, for these big AAA.
But what did he say before?
Well, hold on, let me finish. He said that the market is starting to become unsustainable with these big AAA, with these big games at the current price point of that. He's been saying this shit even after he left. You know what I mean? So that's why the prices are going up, because the prices of these big games are going up. If nobody wants to put money into it, or people want to cheap out on it, they get less money, so they put less money into the game. So these big games that we want from these companies, from some of these companies, not every game has to be big budget, but a lot of us love these big budget games. So I don't understand what the downplay is with some of these games, especially the Sony games. Sony games. Hold on, but let me finish. Especially these Sony games.
He's gonna
we know when we. I'm not defending nothing. Like what are
you went past the point, though, dog. You went past the point already. That's what I'm saying. Like, but why brag about how much you? No, hold on. I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh God.
They make profits and they want to make more profits, and they're putting more money into the game. So if they put more money into the game, they're gonna ask for more money. But the one thing about Sony that we know from their games is their games don't come out with no microtransaction or anything like that. So the thing with like Far Cry 6,
what are you talking about? Bro, you going too far. You messing up, because you know damn well Uncharted. I can name a couple of games that had microtransactions in it, like
at $60. Right? Yeah.
I agree with you.
Far Cry 6, the upgrade is free, but Far Cry 6, they have microtransaction in there to make up for that. You see what I'm saying? At least with games like Last of Us, all these games, none of them have microtransactions. They're fully complete from front to end, and they're at the highest quality.
Jez is in the other chat.
Let me just say this real quick.
Hold on, let me just say this real quick. So I don't understand.
Damn, you ain't gonna let him get his point? Because you've been talking for 5 minutes.
Hold on.
This man got the most long-winded ass point.
Let me get this.
Never mind.
You've been talking though.
Let me get this.
Hold on.
Bro.
It's fine.
You've been talking all day. You in Twitter Spaces, you in other people's podcasts. Like, you've been talking all day.
Oh, damn. What did I walk into?
All right, go ahead. Finish your point, man. Finish your point.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. 10 minutes before the point gets finished.
I don't understand why people expect, because one company does one thing, they expect the other company to devalue their product, even though their products don't cost the same. I don't understand.
Can I say one thing? Like, I never disagree with that. Like, what are you talking?
That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody's disagreeing with him.
The only thing I was going to ask you was what was said before that, and you just kept going, bro. Slow down a little bit. You've been in them Twitter Spaces too long. Somebody attacking you and shit.
I gotta read Blessed Fred's super chat. It has to do with what was said, but I just didn't want to forget about it. Shout out to Blessed Fred. He said the PS5 Pro about to still be weaker than my PC. Moonface.
Whatever.
Okay, hold on, Chris. You said something interesting, right, Chris? Because you mentioned something about devalue. They shouldn't. I'm assuming you said this.
Let me put it like this real quick. If McDonald's is selling a burger for $2,
man, you already
hold on.
McDonald's. We're gonna pick up McDonald's. This is what we're gonna use.
That's the worst comparison.
No, it's not. And Five Guys is charging their burgers for $7, right? And they're both two different products. Should Five Guys lower the price to meet McDonald's standards, even though it costs differently to make?
No.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so
That's my
Chris,
answer.
do you
Can I?
And now
Go
should
ahead.
McDonald's
No, I gotta ask
raise
Chris, I
their
gotta
price
ask Chris.
to match
Yeah, they
Five
got-
Guys?
I gotta
Let him
ask
go
Chris
ahead.
this question. Do you think?
What up, Jess?
Yo,
Jez, I'm gonna
burger
introduce
talk.
you in a minute.
No problem, man.
I'm gonna introduce you in a
I'm here
minute.
for the burger talk.
Right after I ask this question,
Burger top.
Chris, do you think then, since we're talking about devaluing, that
Yeah.
PlayStation should have reversed their thing about Horizon? Should they kept the promotion price then?
No, because they said it was supposed to be a free upgrade, and they said it was supposed to. So for that, because they said it, because they mentioned that game, they mentioned the 3 games, right? Which was Sackboy, Miles, and Horizon Forbidden West was mentioned in that conversation to be one of the PS4 games that receives a free PS5 game, right? Because they said, now they would have never said that. Anything else I wouldn't give a shit about. Anybody can cry, whatever. But because they said that, they have to honor that. And when they said that they weren't, or when they came out with the pricing models and you have to buy the deluxe in order to get both the PS4 and the PS5 and shit like that, that's when people were like, yo, what the fuck? We got Jim Ryan on interview literally saying that Horizon was supposed to be, and there was people arguing with me about that shit. I spoke out against it. I actually tagged PlayStation and Herman Host. I have my own space. You can ask Dopest J. I wasn't in there fucking capping. I was saying, yo, Sony needs to fucking fix this shit because they said it. If they said it, now if they would have never said it and you had to pay for a $10 upgrade or whatever, people are gonna cry. People are gonna say, well, this company does it. Why shouldn't that? Listen, whatever. You want to feel entitled like that? That's fine, right? Me, I'm always for. Yeah, I don't want to pay more, but if I want these high quality games and I want the fucking hobby to survive, I'm gonna put money into it as well. So to me, it's like it's not an issue as long as the product that I'm buying satisfies me for my dollars. Everybody is different. You don't gotta buy it.
That's the point I want you to get to, because just because now we're talking about AAA. Just because a studio is AAA and they're putting $150 to $200 million into a game doesn't guarantee it's going to be a great product.
Right.
Cyberpunk, Sea of Thieves, No Man's Sky, half-baked games at launch. So that's the counter to what you're saying.
No, because Sony usually delivers for most of the time. Not saying every.
We're not
Sony
talking
game.
about just Sony. We're talking about the AAA industry in general. Don't isolate this to Sony.
What I'm talking about, I know that, but all those other companies, I agree with you. I'm never gonna buy a $70 Ubisoft game because I don't feel like they put their quality is up to par, in my opinion.
Well,
I don't even buy them. I don't even buy them shits at $60. My guy.
Is Horizon Forbidden West worth the $70 for the PS5, or should everybody get the PS4 version and just upgrade for free?
I'm getting the $80 version.
You avoid the question.
I'm getting the deluxe. I'm getting the deluxe edition. But obviously, if you want the best deal, get the PS4 version. Upgrade to PS5. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to do with your money. Like I don't care. Like. If you want the best deal, get the PS4 version. You can upgrade from PS5. Or if you want a better deal, guess what? Wait for a sale.
All right. Now, time has come. All right.
What up, Jess?
We got
gotta get Jazz in here.
A special guest in here tonight, and I don't even know if I should really be saying this is a special guest, because this man has been a part of the original roster of
OG baby
the Xbox back when we had cartoon emojis of ourselves on the thumbnail.
I still have it.
You still have it.
I still use it.
He was the rabbit.
No, Conker, man.
Conker.
Conker.
It was Conker's face.
With the martini glass.
With the martini glass. Okay. Gotcha. All right, Jez.
Yo.
What's up?
Good to be back, man. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, this is awesome, man. I apologize so much, man. I was coming down here into my studio, whatever the hell I call it, and like I got sidetracked with some like home improvement stuff, and I was like, oh, it's not the discussion now, and I'm like, I gotta get on the show, but I had to slip into the room. I was like, okay, now I get on there. So I apologize for being late though, but I appreciate the invite, and yeah, it is great to be back, man. I watch your show all the time, and yeah, man. No, best Xbox podcast. This is the one. This is the one. I voted best one when they said which one's your best Xbox podcast. I was like, Plan Xbox. This is the one to listen to because there's no bullshit here. This is what it is. It's always been that way.
I appreciate. So I don't know. Did Chris tell you why he? Because it was Chris who invited you.
He told. So I was on Grindscation. I was going down the slides up in the Poconos and the water slides, and Chris sends me an invite. He's like, you want to go and play on Xbox? And I'm like, oh, that'd be great, but I'm on vacation. So like, he told me today. He's like, oh well, Smooth. We were talking about like, he said something about apologize and stuff. I was like, apologize. I'm like, but what? And then I was like, oh, was it the Halo stuff? And he's like, yeah. So then I went back and I listened to it, man. And you didn't have to, dude. I know that we would go. Both of us needed friggin' Agina pills when we were in the time. Times were changing back then, and I know that you were like my kryptonite, and I was your kryptonite. We would go back and forth about this Halo shit, and like I just was so nervous about how this thing was gonna go because they committed all their first party to this subscription, and I'm like, they love this Minecraft stuff. I'm like, it's going, and I like panicked, so I was just like, yo, this is crazy, this is bullshit, and I still don't like the way they're going. And actually, I do my grinds, my gears all the time. Like I don't like the position that they're putting all their games in. It's nice that they're investing in studios. I just wish they did it under like the Peter Moore banner when they were doing that kind of stuff. I think that would hold more value in getting the studios. This studio stuff now with the model that Satya, and I blame even Satya for what this stuff is, to where it's going, turning the stuff into a service. Like I was agreeing, and I went back and listened, and when you were saying about Gears, Gears was that one game where I think it survived, but then remember, Ferguson left after that. So who knows what the next Gears is going to look like. But if they're doing this to Halo, man, I don't know about the other stuff, and it bothered me. But I said there were 2 points. It was one where I think we were saying about when they did the 1X, and I was like, if they priced the 1X at $400, they want to stay in this console business and be the dominant console and beat Sony. But if they price this thing at $500, again, after they already priced a $500 console at launch, they're really gonna focus on PC and all that other stuff. And that was one of my pivot points. That was the pivot point. When they priced that thing at $500, I was like, oh, they could easily lowball Sony and got in there and get back into this console battle and really pushed that to be a more powerful console for the same price as the Pro. And when they priced it at $500, I'm like, dude, Phil, you got laughed off this. You got groaned at when you announced the $500 E3, and you did it again. You're supposed to kind of learn your lesson. You're supposed to be, and I remember how crazy we were at Jeff Keighley, flipping out at him about like he's like, the price is $500. Like, screw you, Keighley. You ruined it. I remember I was taking a dump when I saw this thing, and I was like, Keighley, what the hell, you're spoiling E3? And and I was flipping out. So that was one pivot point. And then the next one is like, if they turn Halo into something else, dude, and I'm like, then once they do this to Halo, it's all like it is. That's it. Like that's it. If they do this to Halo, they're able to do this to everything now because this is their prize franchise. And when I was playing Halo Infinite, I thought the multiplayer was pretty solid, but there's significant stuff missing in it. And we still don't know what the game modes are going to be and all these other things. So it's adding to the concerns that I talked about. And it's funny because I did a video of interviewing myself. Like I had a panel of my old Grinds My Gears from like 2018 and stuff. And actually it was one of the ones that Addict was on. And like we were talking about Halo and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I was talking about this shit in 2018 saying, don't go this way. Like, I hope it doesn't. And, I'm not happy to be right at all because I just think this is unfortunate. Like, I don't want this. Like, that's why I've been talking about it for so long because I don't want this. And I wish I was wrong. So, but yeah. I'm glad to be back, though. It's been a while. And thank you again for the invite, though.
No,
wild times, man.
Freaking, all right. So Jez's take back in like, damn, when did this?
Dude, it was like 2018. I go back to listen to find out where the hell we had those discussions.
But Jez started.
It's been for like 2 or 3 years, bro.
It was like 2017, 2018, dude.
When Jez started talking about Halo, that was the straw I brought the camel's back. And I was like, this motherfucker's nuts. They're gonna do nothing. I'm like, Halo into a platform. What the hell is he talking about? And I was like, you're losing it. I was like, you're just losing your shit, right? Wow, and so that would make me so mad because it was like all the other shit we would just get into arguments and discussions and stuff about. It's like, all right, I disagree, dude. You're always mad. But when you said what you said about Halo, I was like, this dude's getting on my fucking nerves. I'm like,
tar feather his ass.
For that to be the thing that like literally became reality. It freaking hurt my freaking soul. And then I started thinking about it. And literally, it wasn't like I thought about what I was going to say through the podcast. I literally started thinking about it as I was complaining. And I was like, fuck, I sound like Jet. Like,
you do, man. I was listening to it. I was like, holy shit, it's great.
I was like, this man. Exactly, I was like, oh shit, I was like,
dude, he's saying everything that I can't. I don't know, man. It just, I know you sound exactly like the frustration, and that's the frustration that I feel with them because it just goes with a lot of things. Like I just feel like there's such a disconnect. Like they know what we want. They say they listen to us. They're in the Twitter. They're in the Twitters. They're on the stuff. Why are they so disconnected? Even with that last Gamescom thing, like you're just so disconnected with what everybody wants. You know what we want. Just bring it to us. Like you could do the other stuff as well. Go on the phones, do that stuff, but don't mess with us. Keep us happy and go do that. They used to do it, man. They used to give us the best Gears, the best Halo 3s, and then put it on PC. Who cares? Years later, who cares? Do it. But you didn't affect the original product. Now all I hear is, well, we're on so many devices. We got all these PC configurations. And I'm like, see?
But excuses.
See? Dude,
nothing but excuses.
They're spread thin. They're putting everything everywhere, trying to appease people. And what's crazy is they're appeasing the people on a phone, on mobile, on PC, dude. Like those people, they're like second tier, man. Your people who spent your money on the console and the Xbox core, handle those guys first, then worry about everybody else.
Yeah, man. I 110% agree. You know what's crazy? When they first announced, like, when Halo was rumored to be free to play, I was like, well, why would they? Like, first I was like, I didn't know how to feel about it, and then I eventually like bought into it, and now for a full circle again, and I'm like, bro, why couldn't there not been like as soon as that like the news or rumor hit that it was gonna be free to play, why weren't like this big outrage to vote against that? Because I'm putting my vote right now. Whoever's working on Gears, Kate, whoever it is, whoever's working on Gears,
Kate,
do not make this shit free to play. If Gears multiplayer is free to play, the game's gonna be
red flag.
But I feel
red
like
flag.
The younger audience though, because the younger audience don't really know too much about Halo like we do.
Yeah, but the thing is though, the thing that makes the free to play model for Halo. The thing is about Halo, what we used to get when we buy a Halo game, you get this full complete package. In the multiplayer, like you got your campaign, which is its own thing, and then you have this whole multiplayer package, which had a ton of. There's multiplayer modes that I personally don't even play. In typical Halos, that I know is there. This free to play bullshit,
infection and stuff, like infection. Oddball. What is the other one?
Griffball. They call it. Is it oddball or Griffball?
Griffball, man.
Griffball,
both of them. Yeah, both of them.
Oddball and Griffball. The skull, like you hold on the skull. Even the skull. No, that is awesome. Remember when you used to kill the guy and they would drop the skulls and you could like hold on to them?
Yeah, King of the Hill.
I'm almost certain none of those modes are going to be in this game.
Headhunter.
I'm almost certain. And I'm like, and if it is, I'll be surprised. But the thing is like I'm to the point where it's like, no, like when you get free to play, shit is simplified. Free to play games give you like maybe one or two modes and about one or two maps.
And they drop shit later on, dude. The season pass. That's it.
It's exactly why I don't like free to play.
Yeah,
like, I understand some free to play games are super popular. Microsoft wants to capitalize off of that, right? But like Smooth said, man, once you go free to play, like it's usually just like the quality and the content just completely drops than if it was like an actual like a retail price game. This is the reason why like whenever Naughty Dog finally comes out with the Last of Us Online, the factions or whatever, I don't want that shit to be free to. I hope it's not. I hope it's not free to play. I hope it's a good quality product that you have to pay for. I'd rather pay for a good quality product than get some half-ass, cheap-ass free to play shit.
Yeah, I know what's interesting though, and I asked this. I don't know if I was asked it on Saltiest podcast, but I asked it on my show or whatever. But like, why are they so adamant with having them shipped together when they're totally different products? Where they even have different logos on it, like Halo Infinite campaign.
Box art.
Like why? Yeah, different box art. Like why are they so adamant with putting together? Are they trying to kind of pretend that this is one complete package, and I think that's where it goes. But they're not really, because that free to play, you don't need to buy the campaign in order to play the multiplayer. But they're trying to create that illusion because they're so adamant with not splitting them up at different release points, which it sounds like they should.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the case, because when you look at like in the state that Halo Infinite is going to launch in, all that's going to be there is the campaign.
I know.
Like that's it. There's no co-op. There's no Forge. The multiplayer technically isn't included in Halo Infinite. It's its own entity.
Exactly.
So technically, Halo Infinite doesn't even have a multiplayer baked into the game. It's a separate thing. So it is almost like they're trying to very much make it as in these are one complete package. They're not, but at the same time they're two completely separate things, and it's just very confusing.
Yeah, it's a market
with how they're, because like say if somebody just went to the store, right? Just went to the store, bought a physical copy of Halo Infinite at launch, all they're getting on that disc is the campaign.
And then they have to download the multiplayer afterwards, like Call of Duty or something.
When they put that disc in their system, it might pop up with an automatic download for Halo Infinite's
Infinite multiplayer. Or have the link in the game where you click on it and it downloads it for you.
It's not going to be like Halo Infinite's multiplayer is not baked into the core game.
No.
So it's probably going to be its own set of menus, its own set of everything.
Yeah, it'll probably launch a different app, like how you have it'll show up in the menu. You click on it, and it'll just shut the app and turn it to another one. Yeah,
it's just like
Crackdown. Crackdown was too. Yeah.
Yeah, Crackdown was a completely different multiplayer game. It was two different apps, and stuff like that. So it's just the messaging behind Halo and what's going to be offered at launch is just very, very much askew.
And it's evident that it's fucking with their marketing, because they don't know what the market is. Like every time they talk about it, they show the multiplayer fucking cover. They market. Yeah. You pre-install. I pre-installed Halo and they pre-installed the fucking multiplayer.
Yeah, did you see? It's only like 28 megabytes or something. That's
just
like
that's
small.
A placeholder, though.
It's just a placeholder, right? Okay, because people I saw talking about that. But like, that's the thing. Like, I can't believe the marketing of this. And when I heard you when you were saying that, I totally was like, exactly how they seem so afraid. I say they're deer in headlights. Like, they seem like they don't know what, like, they even changing the radar now because of the pushback that they got from the thing, because they wanted the radar to change where, like, it's not just sprinting and shooting. Like, it's only when you're moving and squatting that you don't show up, like when you're squatting. So they're changing that because people complain they wanted it the old way. And it's like, make a decision. And the other thing, same thing with that XP stuff. It's not like they took the XP out during games because of a design choice or maybe a new game mode or something like that. They took that XP out because it's just not ready at launch. And it's like, what are you talking about not ready at launch?
I don't know how they can't get a working ranking system in the game.
It's the same thing with assassinations, man.
It's the easiest thing.
Did you hear what they said about the assassinations, man? Where they're like, well, people turn them off anyway and stuff like that. But then in the same breath, he's like, well, we're just going to add them later. We'll find a good place to add them. It's like, well, wait a second. Are they not in there because people turn them off?
If you can turn them off, then why don't you just keep it there? Like,
exactly. That's the point. It's like, did you remove them because you don't want people with not using them? Or did you, because of competitive disadvantage or something like that? Or did you, but you sound like you're saying you're putting them in later. So they're just not ready yet. Are you just like, is this like season 3 content? Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna do like, they're gonna have you do fucking like Brock
season
Lesnar
4
body slam and shit as a fucking execution in season 4, season 3, some shit like
that. Dude, they charged me executions in Gears. Remember that curb stomp? There was like $10 or something like that.
I haven't bought
because there was backlash from that. They made it free, right?
They made it free, exactly. Because
we'll make this available to everybody.
Yeah, because
the curb stomp.
The thing about Gears is like all those executions in every Gears game was just a part of the fucking game. Like you just to press down on the D. It's like, what would you press a certain button to do a different execution?
Yeah.
Back in the day. So it was
the weapon executions. Yeah, different weapons had executions.
Yep. And then now you want to charge for or make it like DLC to do things like, I'm not really feeling it. And the marketing for Halo has sucked. Like, it does not feel like Halo's coming out anytime soon.
Nope.
It's like,
Five had great marketing.
Great marketing too, man. As much as I was told to hunt the truths.
Yeah, even though it was deceptive, I like seeing that shit on TV.
Exactly. I love those hunt the truths were friggin' awesome. I used to listen to those all Every time I was driving, I listened to that stuff, and the marketing was a downfall because of the game. But again, if you look at Halo and look at the complaints we had with Halo 5, it is nowhere near like just had to fix the story, and you just basically skinned this shit live. Like you basically skinned this shit, and now we're like bare bones Halo. We're talking about like not knowing where friggin' co-op respawn points are, and XP not launched, assassinations not there, classic weapons not showing up. We'll find a way to put it in. What are you? All we want you to do is fix the campaign a little bit. The story had to go a little bit. Like that's all you had to do. The multiplayer was fine, but like you got to skin the shit out of this thing.
And here I am, and this is why I kept saying Halo would be like game of the year, because I'm assuming it's gonna be the Halo multiplayer, just gonna be free, right? But the campaign, if they have only one thing to fix, and that's just the campaigin, this is gonna be a fucking ground ball. This is gonna be game of the year easily. I didn't think they were gonna go start from scratch on the whole entire franchise. Like
I know we're taking a step back, see what works, then we'll add later. No, that's not Halo. Do that shit with Sea of Thieves. You can't do this with and I'm saying this, like you can get away with this with Sea of Thieves because it's a new IP. People don't know what to expect. But when you have Halo, when the 6th, 7th iteration, people have an expectation which should be there. And when it's shit's not there, that's a problem.
It's like they're trying to experiment with an established franchise.
Exactly.
And that's unfair. That's really unfair.
You don't do that to them. Like you, and I think you said something like, if it was called just Infinite, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that's
what you said.
If you can't like get rid of the Halo name and you just call this game Infinite,
just call it Infinite. No Infinite shooter. We're good.
Microsoft should keep Halo away from 343.
Well, I would only do that if they were to get Bungie back. But
here's what I would do. I would allow them to make a different project after this, and put Halo on the shelf for a bit. Because I've said this multiple times. Halo can succeed without a Master Chief story. You've seen it with Halo Reach. Halo 3 ODST. I thought that was a really good story.
Well, people complained though that you couldn't play as Master Chief, so that was it. Didn't maybe not in the game.
I don't think it matters though, because those games still had
dude. It sucked.
I mean, 5, I mean, 5,
well, 5
but
was a
remember Halo 2.
5 shouldn't been if Halo 5 wasn't like, when you think about how the game worked, right? You spending most of the time what team was it?
As Locke, Agent Locke.
Osiris team, though. That was pretty much the team.
Yeah, Osiris team, yeah.
If they dropped Halo 5 from it and it was just called Halo Guardians, and like how Halo Reach was Halo Reach, you probably would have less drawback from that. Because it would have been like, they would think, okay, this is like a sub Halo, like Halo Reach. It would make sense if it was just called Halo Guardians. Because Halo Reach, we knew, all right, this is not Master Chief, but we're playing as Spartans. This is a different story. If by them doing that, I guess what they tried to do was get away with how they did Halo 2, where you split your playtime with Arbiter.
And the Arbiter, yeah,
and stuff like so. I don't know, but I didn't mind playing as like Osiris or Locke, whatever. I thought that switching back and forth was fine, though. I did think Locke did dominate the playtime. It made me miss Chief.
He did, yeah. Yeah. Made you mischief, yeah, exactly.
Bullshit.
But like the thing is like you're following Chief's story. He crash landed on the planet in 4, and then 5. He was trying to find Cortana. Cortana went crazy to kill the end at Halo 4. She killed him, and now he's looking for Cortana. She's gone rampant. She's gone crazy, and like he's on this rogue search. The setup was awesome for 5. Like, and the concept of him going like just AWOL and having another team go after him, like Terminator 2 style. Like you have the old Spartan versus the new Spartan, and like it did culminate at the end. And this is where I was saying about at the end of 5, like the whole team was there. Halsey, Locke, Arbiter, like everybody was there looking at this Guardian raise up and Cortana just going crazy. The problem I have with their rollout of Infinite is that they really are not trying to tie into the previous game to say, hey, this is where we're going. Instead, it's like, he's floating in space. He found them. This bootleg Joel found them in the spaceship, and now he's your buddy called the pilot. Still doesn't have a name. He in this toy he calls him the pilot, and I'm like, who? Like you just basically, and then you just crash land on another Halo ring, and it's just like, we're back on a Halo ring. I'm like, I understand they'll probably tie it into Halo 5 during the course of the game, but the marketing and the storytelling should be kind of hanging. Hey, guys, remember where we left the Halo 5? They're acting like Halo 5 never existed. Like, they're just being like, Halo Infinite, it's a rebuild and reimagining. And it's like, dude, you ended on a cliffhanger. You can't just have a reimagining.
Well, Halo 5 got such a bad backlash, though, so I can understand why they don't want to tie themselves to that.
I know, but it's like all your main characters are there. Like Chief never has been in the same place as Halsey. That was a huge deal. She was the creator of Cortana. Cortana's built off of her. Yeah. Him and meeting her, and she like remember the whole marketing where she's getting interviewed and she's like, "You'll never find him. Like he'll find you." So like remember when she's like getting like interviewed by what is it, Oni or something like that? They were they were like interviewing her and she's like, and she lost her arm and it's just like she's sitting there going, "You'll never find him," and he'll like Chief, he just will do what he wants to do. And the thing is like you should as a concept, you should say, hey guys, remember to bring at least the people there. Don't just restart like, hey, like we're restarting again. But the marketing for this, you're right, it has been really bad, and the fact that they have not really, it doesn't feel like a Halo year. Yeah, and it doesn't.
I said this, and we'll move forward with the other topic. I said this. It's like I feel like
thank God.
Thank God. This is a big deal, man. You don't understand. For Xbox, Xbox fans, this is a big deal because this is the baby. This is the guy. This is Halo. And I know people say Halo doesn't have what it is. Yeah. It's still Halo, man.
I said
it's still Halo.
I said this year is like
music hits, man. You get chills.
Xbox.
I do.
Xbox in 343 is literally what last year's Philadelphia 76ers was. Like you have a year where every other star player is fucking injured. There's no clear cut favorite. You once you get to playoff, you should go to the finals. There's nobody better than you in this team. Nobody better. You're going to the finals. You're going to the finals. You have the best. This is your best chance. Every other team in your conference, and even in the Western Conference, star player is hurt. This is your year to win the championship. Joe Embiid and Ben Simmons, right? So 2021, I do not see no clear-cut game of the year like runaway game of the year winner. Hell, what other big game like Battlefield? No. Call of Duty? No. Come on, the one that's who's leading right now? Resident Evil and Psychonauts maybe? It Takes Two? Those are sure shot game of the year.
You gotta mention Ratchet and Clank and Returnal too. Right?
Maybe.
Returnal
my thing is, right now, every game so far that has released are, in most cases, and if they release it any other year, probably aren't even runner-ups. So you would think this is the year that they
best
can do
multiplayer
it.
Either. I don't know.
And they drop the ball. They lose to the Atlanta Hawks. In this case, they lose to their own fucking developers because they decided to release the game in December, which I still
December, that's a crazy. Yeah, when I saw Horizon get that November 7th date, I was like, when the hell is Halo going to come out? Yeah. And then on top of that, I understand that they did that marketing thing, and I agree with Chris was saying during that show was about how they used the time to kind of do that merchandising, like to sell that stuff. I just feel that was a 20-year anniversary. Yeah. Release the goddamn game on the 20-year anniversary with the console. Like, how are you going to just do December 4th Halo? Like a Halo, it just.
And that's an odd date.
It's a very odd date. They should have pushed back Forza or push it forward.
Exactly. Put Forza in December, man.
Forza should have. I thought Forza should have been like October. September.
Yeah, I agree. October.
September for Forza.
Oh, September. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the thing is, I think November 15th was obviously the targeted date. And they internally delayed it. That's why all their marketing and merchandise, the Xbox, everything comes out on the 15th.
The 15th. And I bet you that's when we're going to see a trailer to the campaign or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see it the last fucking Halo wave in November.
The last. You guys showed like Thanksgiving or some shit like that. Like, it's going to be a Super Bowl, like during the Thanksgiving football game. They'll show a campaign picture, like a campaign video. It's like, I just, again, they're hiding this campaign. Even what they showed at Gamescom, like they showed a multiplayer trailer to a character from the multiplayer talk show. Like, is she a skin? It doesn't look like she's a skin in the multiplayer.
Like
why do I care about her story, dude?
Multiplayer has its own
She's a story character in the multiplayer.
The story has its own
What does that
campaign.
mean? Story? I don't get that.
Universe.
Story in the multiplayer
There's no story. Is there a story in the multiplayer?
No, I hate when multiplayer games try to do this. They try to create some fucking lore.
They create some bullshit like Call of Duty does that stuff. Yeah,
bro.
They
had a story trailer for the multiplayer in Gamescom.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, you can't even be that character.
The season 1 trailer, the season 1 trailer. You could be that character.
No, you can't. You'll be all spotting.
You gotta buy that shit.
Oh shit!
They better not do what these multiplayer games are doing and play these long ass trailers at every time something comes out.
A multiplayer trailer.
Oh, that's what they're gonna do. As soon as you launch into the game, they're gonna do like a Call of Duty trailer.
They're gonna keep changing the covers.
By the girl. Oh no.
Yep, that's what they're gonna do with Warzone.
Did you see?
That's not Warzone with Halo Infinite. That's
did you see what they added to Halo, the Master Chief Collection? Those crazy armors now. One was like Skeletor. I'm like, dude, that's what they're gonna have to do though, because I was saying, the way the Halo armors are, it's very like customizing a Halo armor, like it's really boring. Like even with what they were doing, like left shoulder pad at level 15, right shoulder pad at level 16. I'm like, it's really boring to customize a spot, and you got to go you got to have some crazy ass helmets and stuff.
Halo Reach had a really good armor customization system where you had to rank up. You have to earn the credits.
Skull head was the flaming helmet. The flaming helmet was,
and then you had the visors. Like they had some really good armor customization in that game that was tied to ranking up and actually playing the game.
Ranking up. Well, that XP stuff. Yeah, now it's gonna be tied to how much you pay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna pay it'll be part of a
that battle pass.
All right.
Yeah.
Question for you guys.
I don't know.
Who the hell is Fire Sprite?
Oh, that new studio that
the Sony bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
No, I was gonna say
VR.
I don't know. Well, yeah, they helped one of the I think it was
the Persistence, which was like an alien. The Persistence they made.
Yeah,
it was a first-person alien VR game.
Right. So when I was like, yo, who the fuck is it? Like, why Sony is acquiring them of all people? Like, I didn't like. I was like, what the fuck? But then going off,
they did Playroom. I read they did the Playroom and the Playroom VR.
They also helped with Star Citizen and shit like that. But what was I gonna say? Oh, then details came out about them that they're actually a pretty big studio. Like I was surprised. They have a team of like over 250 people. They're bigger studio than Rare. They're bigger studio than both of Sony London studios combined and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of other studios or whatever. And Sony bought them. And supposedly they're making two AAA games, one adventure game, and then another. They said it was supposed to be dark, right? A dark adventure game, and then the other one is supposed to be a high pace shooter game with multiplayer and shit like that. But the interesting thing about this studio is I remember Desi. I don't know who y'all know who that is, but he's a little small indie there, but he's in the community and shit. But I remember him like I think it was like about a month ago. Or anything like that. He was mentioning this studio in particularly. He was mentioning how this studio is making some exclusive for Sony. And this is around the time where everybody's doing the whole insider shit. So I don't give a fuck about that shit. Everybody's a goddamn insider and shit like that, and they're always wrong and shit like that. But I remember him saying that this company had two studios that they're making games for Sony, and then the one that he supposedly seen, I don't know, the one that he supposedly seen. He said it was a action adventure game, right? But he said that shit is crazy and very ambitious to the point where he was like, "What the fuck?" Like it blew his mind. But I don't know. He take it with the grain of salt. But then come a month later, it's that same studio that Sony bought, and Sony they don't just buy anybody, right? So whatever that fucking studio is making, it got them to the point that Sony wanted to buy them. So I don't know what they're making for both of their new projects or AAA. But another fun fact about this studio is I think they used to be a lot of the people in the studio. They used to be the people who made they were under PlayStation before, and then they left. It was back in the PS3 era. They were under PlayStation before, then they left and started their own studio back in 2012. And then they helped with some of the VR and the Playroom and shit like that. But then Sony now is buying them back. So people kind of thought that was crazy that a studio that you shut down, everybody left and started their own studio, and then you went and bought them back. So I have no idea. I can't say that I'm hype. I mean, some of the things I'm hearing sounds cool, but I have nothing about the studio. I don't know what their talent level is at. Like we said, the only thing we know before is these smaller projects or whatever. But I'm interested because if Sony went out and bought them, they obviously see something in the studio to make them be like, yeah, we want the studio a part of us. So we'll see. Hopefully they show a game off tomorrow.
I don't think they're gonna be dropping any heat anytime soon. From what they've been making, I don't know. There's nothing to really.
I think they have a VR game. VR
it's nothing to be hyped about until they actually show something good. That's
exactly. I don't care about the purchases. I want to see what the hell they're making.
Or
if they make a purchase that like solidifies some IP or something like that. Like that's a good deal. But like when it's these studios, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they announced it today, and I'm glad they announced it today and not during a showcase thing.
Yeah. So. Something Microsoft would do.
I like the way they do it with the the blog posts and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, but their last couple of acquisition has been like kind of like Like,
how much do they spend on this one?
I have no idea. They never say how much they spend until like way later.
A bag of chips?
Way later. I don't know. Like I said, it's a bigger
studio.
It's on
the Xbox Donuts.
It has 250 people in it. That's all I know. So it's a big studio. It's not like this is a small studio. So we'll see.
So,
but I agree. I'm not getting hyped until I see what they're making yet. So
obviously, a lot of people talking. PlayStation Showcase is tomorrow. We're on the eve of the showcase. I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern time. And Chris keeps DMing me about
sir. I'm about to bring that up.
Xbox.
No, I've been trolling Smooth all week in the DMs because I want him to get hyped up. I want to get in his bot mode.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
I want him to get hyped up.
I don't know what the big deal is, but the reason why there's a big deal for this is because last year PlayStation promised you guys that they'll be doing showcases, hundreds of showcases last year.
That was early. That was early.
That was when they dropped out of E3. That was like 2019, right?
That was, no. That was early 2020 before COVID fucked up all the situation.
Yeah, and they're probably talking about PAX East, PAX West, PAX South. They're probably talking about all those things.
And then when COVID, remember, Sony was like the first one to start pulling out when the whole COVID started spreading around. And remember, people were like, "Oh, why is Sony pulling out? None of these other companies are pulling out," and blah blah blah. Then everybody started pulling out of the events. Then all events got shut down. So I can't really. I don't know why you.
They used to have a big presence at PAX East, man.
I bring it up because
they've been quiet.
This is their E3 event. They wait till the end of the year, which is good timing because their
in the summer,
their major releases have all come out.
Yes, PAX North too.
And but yeah, man, the title of this podcast today is should PlayStation Showcase worry Xbox? Because that's all I see on Twitter. Like people are like, hey, like if it's the funeral,
Xbox funeral, baby. Listen, baby. Like I said, if you ain't a PlayStation fan tomorrow, just stand out of the way because you're gonna see all sorts of ponies, Mustangs, unicorns, Pegasus, Centaurs. You're gonna see all of them running rapid and but what were you gonna ask, Move?
Well, I'm gonna let you and Jez run rampant because I want to know why to be excited.
Why is it a big deal?
The only forehead I want to see tomorrow is Kratos and not that Holman Hurst guy.
You mean Triple H, Head Hunter Hurst. Called Triple H.
I'll tell you why this is a big deal. Obviously, there hasn't been a PlayStation 5 showcase since last September. Mm-hmm. So it's been one full year. The only thing we've gotten in between were state of plays. State of plays and showcase are not the same. They're not one of the same. State of plays is usually for smaller updates. Sometimes they'll have something big. PS5 showcase is exactly what it's called, a showcase. When you go to a car showcase, you go there for the eye candy. You go there to see the future cars, the concept cars you can drive right now and all that shit, right? So every time that PlayStation will have like a state of play, they always set expectations, right? They always, like the last state of play in particularly, they say, hey, there's not going to be Horizon. There's not going to be God of War. There's not going to be PSVR. This is going to be, updates on smaller game and Deathloop is going to be there and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
With this showcase, The only thing that they're saying is no PlayStation VR. So there's gonna be no VR. Then you got other developers that are coming out and tweeting this to telling us not to lower our expectations. You know, hard work pays off and stuff like that. Some of them are PlayStation developers. Of course, they're gonna hype up the event and stuff like that. But then you got people like, from what I'm hearing from my man David Jaffe, who still has connections at Sony. He said he knows a couple of the games that are being showed, and there's another game he's not sure if it's gonna be shown at the showcase or whatever. But he said with these games, people are gonna lose their fucking mind. And if you're looking for that big AAA traditional Sony, what Sony brings to the table, you will not be disappointed. Another thing with the showcase presentation with the sacred symbols, they got it all blinged out, all diamond out, looking like a Big Timers old album cover.
Jim Ryan's have a grill on. He's gonna have a smile and have a grill.
It's because all them $10 upgrades they can afford.
That's it. He has 10 diamond rings now. He got all the $10 upgrades. He's walking around.
10 diamond rings for them $10 upgrades, baby.
Let's go. Bling bling.
That this shit is gonna be fire. They've been quiet for a year, right? They skipped out on E3, which they've been doing that, but they skipped out on E3. They skipped out on a few other events that went on, right?
Gamescom.
I'm totally cool with that. Like I've always said, I don't like Sony doesn't need E3. If they don't go to E3, I'm cool with that as long as whenever they do show up, they just show out and go big and stuff like that, right? It's a 40-minute showcase, so we're not gonna get all this talking. We're not gonna get where they show a minute of gameplay and then the developers come out and they talk for 10 minutes and then we get a history lessons about how a catapult is made and all that other bullshit, right?
Don't compare this shit to Gamescom. Compare it to E3.
No, I'm just saying. And then another thing that Sony's real good at, for the most part, now I don't expect every single game to show gameplay, right? But a lot of the games that they do showcase usually has gameplay to go along with it, not just some CGI shit. Not saying that there won't be any of that there, but they probably will. As far as what I'm expecting, the only game I'm expecting to actually be there
GTA 5
is God of War 28. I mean, not 2018. Excuse me. Is God of War Ragnarok, right? Anything else, I'm not predicting and I'm not guessing because I don't
GTA
like doing
5?
that.
GTA 5's gonna be there.
They'll show.
Yeah, of course.
They'll show like
GTA 5 is gonna be there. Yeah, they're gonna show the enhanced edition. They got the shit for that. They're probably gonna show a couple of third-party updates for like Pragmata, maybe that Harry Potter. I expect
a new color for the controller.
What do they do?
You can say. Oh, listen, and to that, right? Because there's a lot of fake. There's like 5 fake lists going around. I don't know if y'all seen some of these.
No,
lists.
those are bullshit lists.
Yeah, you see some of the list that's going around, Smooth. No, okay. There's like 5 fake lists that are going around and shit like that. That I don't. Nobody should believe in these leaks. They're all fake and shit like that. I had to mute my timeline for a bunch of keywords, which was rumor, rumors, rumored, leaks, insider. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear no insider, no leaks, no rumors. I just want to go in there with the highest of expectations, right? There's only a few companies that when I go watch their shows, I have the highest of expectations. Sony's always number one, then Nintendo, then Square Enix and shit like that. These companies, I come into their events with the highest of expectations. If they disappoint me, I go off on them. Look at the Square Enix that happened last time. But yeah, man, but I hope we see Blue Points, whatever they're remaking, whether that be Metal Gear Solid or something else.
I don't want to see nothing from
Blue Point make a whole new IP, their own IP.
I would like that too. After they remake a few games that I want them to remake, after they remake them shits, they can do whatever they want. I want Metal Gear Solid, I want Legend and Dragoon. After that, they can do whatever they want. You know. So yeah, I'm expecting to see their project.
What I'm gonna say is that the thing is that Sony really has not really shown. They've shown somewhat from their showcase last year. A lot of what they've shown has come out already, or has either been delayed to at least next year. They haven't really shown a lot of like what's the next step. Like they hit the launch, they spoke about Forspoken, like everything they announced last year, like Ratchet, Spider-Man. Horizon, we have a date now. That was supposed to come out this year. But a lot of the game, and Kenna is coming out. But the Deathloop,
yeah, finally
like
Kenna's coming out.
Yeah, finally, right? All the stuff got delayed like months, but like they kind of got their first year and a half, maybe 2 years, kind of shown last year, and a lot of it has come out already. And now it's kind of like this is your 1 year kind of approaching anniversary of kind of what's the next stuff. And you got to think too, and I was speculating this too, in that they're taking their big franchises like Horizon, God of War, Gran Turismo, things that they should put only on PS5 exclusively to push the consoles. Like, I wonder why they're doing that, because maybe they're well-known IPs and they have a whole set of other things that they're going to use, like how they done Ratchet or Returnal, like new stuff of PS5 only games, like new franchises to start or redos of sorts. Like, there's got to be some sort of balance. Like, I can't think that they're taking all their big things to push PS5s and making them cross-gen and not having like kind of a backup plan, thinking like there's some games that we don't know about that are only just on PS5 that they might show tomorrow. But I think that the thing is that they really haven't really blew their load like Xbox did. Xbox kind of showed everything that's coming in the next half a decade.
2025.
You know? And the problem they're going to have now is every show they have, people make, well, where's Avowed? Where's Fable? Where's Perfect Dark? Okay, and even when he came out with Gamescom, like, well, we're only talking about games from this year. And the problem is that Microsoft's gonna have to try to maintain that stuff because they kind of emptied out threw out the baby with the bathwater of everything they announced. So they're gonna have to try to keep momentum for those games. Like, hey, remember Hellblade 2 when you hyped for that 2 years ago? Well, here it is now. You know, and it's like you got to show progress to these games, and they haven't really done that yet. Where Sony kind of showed games last year, they have released, reviewed well, most of them, and came out. And now they're going to do another set. So, like, they kind of are a little more immediate, which I think that's going to be a problem with Xbox trying to keep the momentum of all the stuff that they announced that everybody wants to see. And they make a big deal that they're doing these shows, but this is the time to show progress to these games. And the fact that they even show progress to a game that was coming out this year with Halo, Sony showed like Ratchet and Clank, and then they showed more of Ratchet and Clank. The next time they showed more, then they showed more Dev Diaries on Returnal, more and more until it released. They got to do that with some of these Halo games, with the Xbox games. They can't just put them in the dock. Like, hey, Everwild, remember that from 2019 XO?
They show Forza Horizon 5 every week.
They're confident in that.
But you know what?
Say that right now.
But hold on, Jez. Sony had the same issue. I think it was in. Was it 2016?
Launched, right?
Was it 20? No. I'm talking about. It was It was either the E3 20. I think it might have been 2016 or maybe 2017. One of the two, where they showed God of War, like they show all their games they had after that, and then the E3s that were coming after that, they were kind of showing the same stuff, and people were complaining. It's like, why are you showing the same shit? You showing?
Yeah, it wasn't Days Gone, right? When they showed Days Gone demo twice.
Now, thankfully, Sony was delivering the games, like, you know what I mean. But they had the issue to where they showed a lot of games that weren't going to come out for years, right? And then like the next 2 years, it was just a repeat of showing the same games that they already announced.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. The Xbox has to kind of show like progress to their stuff, but I think the thing is that Sony's been quiet, and you know they've been doing stuff, I'm sure, and they're not, dude, and they're gonna. I'm sure they made some big deals. I'm even wondering. I had a reach with thinking about they're gonna talk about GTA 6 and say that might be exclusive or something like that, dude.
No.
Oh man, dude, it's so weird that they use GTA 5 when they announced the PS5, though. Remember they opened to a PS4
that was the
game?
first thing.
I was like, what? There's something going on with them.
They have big exclusive marketing rights for that game. And
there's some weird stuff going on.
That game made Sony a lot of money. I mean, it made Rockstar a lot of money. But remember, a lot of the sales is also on PlayStation. But what I will hope, like, because I'm sure we're probably going to see GTA 5 expanded and enhanced. But what I will hope as well, if they're going to show that with Rockstar, I will hope that they also show whatever this rumored remastered collection for Grand Theft Auto or some shit like that. Yeah.
Remember, the end of this year, this is why it's a reach. I don't think so. But I'm just thinking it's so weird how this holiday is when they're splitting up GTA Online between GTA 5 single player, and GTA Online is free for PlayStation Plus users. They don't know what the price is going to be for Xbox yet, but they're separating it. So GTA Online is going to be its own kind of thing. Remember, because right now it's associated with the game. You have to buy the game to get GTA Online. So maybe the next GTA, it just has to be a campaign. GTA 6 is just a campaign. It's not another online, and they'll just add the features to GTA Online and be that living thing. So really, it's only the next story, open world of GTA 6. It's not a whole thing. It's just kind of interesting.
I hope not, because
It's the
Charm
same
City
thing
was-
they did with Red Dead when they split the campaign in the online. So now you could buy the online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
come
did
on.
that, yeah.
separate. So.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima just did that as well.
Let me read
I
the
don't
super
like that.
chat by Verge Brizzo for $4.99. He says, "Smooth, are you streaming the event? Your panel does it right. Y'all shut the fuck up so we can all listen. I can't do it with any other panels." Shout out to Verge.
Hey, that's
Honestly,
that's how we do it.
That's supposed to do it.
I won't be available to stream it. Honestly, I'm still trying to find a way to watch it. Ouch. But if anybody on the panel streams it, please tune in. You know, I know Dope Boy typically.
I work.
He's not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna.
Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
not sure.
and I'm gonna be on the. I'm gonna be with
Salty,
Salty because
right?
Yeah,
he's
Salty's
like,
doing it.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna
watch
be
it
on
on
broadband.
Saltia's Gaming's channel. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be doing it over there. Charm City.
What's up?
Should Xbox be worried about PlayStation showcase tomorrow?
Yes and no.
That's the best answer right there.
I say no because Microsoft, they know what they got cooking up in the oven, and they better deliver. And they probably got some stuff that we don't even know they're working on. But PlayStation is like, we don't know what they're going to show. We know they're going to show a new IP, and that God of War trailer is probably going to be something serious.
Oh man,
And they're probably going to have a lot to deal with that. So I'm pretty sure that God of War is going to shock everybody.
Yeah, did you? David Jaffe said that he heard that God of War. Now to be clear, he said he's not sure if that's the time to platinum it or whatever. But he's saying that the next God of War is supposed to be around, or what they're aiming for, supposed to be around 40 hours.
Ah, man, come on.
Pretty fucking.
Yes, sir.
hours.
That's what David Jaffe said. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's
He
a
just
lot.
I don't know.
like-
Jaffe's hyped for AAA games. Meanwhile, he talks all about little bullshit.
Right, but the first game was like 25 hours, I believe.
Now
So,
he's all hyped for big
It was like
games.
25 to 30. So I can see that too because they also said if you look at like you know, Cory Barlog, like the documentary and stuff like that, they said that in the first God of War, that even before the game came out, they had so much stuff left over that they started getting into the sequel, right? So they had to cut some stuff back from 2018, but they already have a lot of stuff, groundwork and stuff like that for the sequel. So, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised, man, if the sequel is definitely longer because this one took about like 25 to 30 hours or whatever.
Right.
Somebody
they
in
push
the
it-
comment, they said 40 hours for him, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And you know, that's what I want to see too. Like I know they
Trash
showed,
games.
gameplay for Horizon Forbidden West, but I want them to show something else. Like I want them to show like the weapon system, like what they changed, or how how you fight against the robots and stuff like that. Like what's different about your weapons and your upgrades.
They already showed that at the state of play.
I think they're not gonna. I don't think there's gonna be too much of Horizon. I think it's all gonna be just like new stuff. I don't think they're gonna rehash.
Yeah, it's gonna be
because they have a whole probably campaign rollout for that early next year or
Right.
in the
But
holiday.
honestly, here's the thing: like if they do, if Horizon shows up here, it's probably gonna be like another. It's gonna be another trailer, probably like a 2-minute trailer or whatever. But this is what I don't want to see. This is the only things I don't want to see. I don't want to.
I already know what you're gonna say.
I don't want to see Deathloop. I
Yeah.
don't want to see. I do
Dude,
not.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if Deathloop has 5 minutes.
Bro, they've showed that game at every show.
That friggin' Deathloop.
They've
Yeah,
had
Xbox
that
keep
state
it-
of play.
I'm
like
interested in the multiplayer aspect of Deathloop,
Don't-
but like for
yeah.
what it looks like a skin of Dishonored 2, which is not bad, but like it looked too much of Dishonored 2 when I saw it. But I want to know about that multiplayer where one of the people are trying to hunt you down. Like that's the interesting aspect, and I wish they show more of that or talk about
Yeah.
more of that. Not tomorrow, maybe
they
another
did,
show,
because
but
they
they
did that
did
with,
a
like,
little bit.
the State
That's
of
where,
Play.
yeah.
Yeah, Deathloop has his own their own
It
little.
comes
state
out
of play,
next
but-
week, right? Next week.
Right,
Yeah,
it comes
yeah.
out next week. We already seen plenty of it. It does not.
Oh,
need
yeah,
to
we
be
have-
there.
yeah.
It does not need to be there. Thankfully, the final Death Stranding trailer came out today, so we
Thank
know that's not
goodness,
going to be there.
yes.
A few Kenna. As much as I'm super hyped for the game, we've already seen
I
enough.
don't
It
wanna
had a
see that.
Game Informer cover and coverage.
Will
We've
that come
seen
out this
enough.
month?
It comes out next week. So
Call of
I
Duty,
don't-
man. You trying to see some Call of Duty?
No.
Nah,
You know those-
I mean,
you know,
even though Call
they'll
of Duty
be
is
there.
probably gonna be there because they got the
That
marketing
2
for it,
versus
I
2
don't wanna see it.
duo whatever.
I don't
That was
see it.
stupid.
What
Oh
about
my God,
GTA 5, man? GTA 5. You
GTA
gonna beat it?
6.
I'm actually, you know what? To be honest with you, I'm actually excited about that GTA 5 enhanced. I'm actually curious to see what they improve upon. I just want to see how much they.
Has to be better than PC though.
Because
Like PC has all the mods though, dude. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, PC has all the mods.
PC has all
Like,
There's one sequel that you guys from the PlayStation camp aren't lobbying for, and I need to see y'all lobby for this. Y'all got to lobby for Bug Snacks 2. We need that. Come on, we need that here.
Oh no, you know what?
Knack 3 is gonna be there tomorrow.
What's up, man? Bug Snacks 2.
Knack 3, that's it.
To me, this will be a great. What do y'all think about this, you guys? Right? What if they announce Sunset Overdrive PS5 remastered?
I'm almost expecting
Remastered?
You guys,
Two.
wow, you guys
Someone
finally
two.
got it.
I want to. I beat
let 'em
Sunset
have it.
Overdrive.
Let
I don't
'em
want.
They need to give us some type of update for factions too.
Yeah,
That's what I think it's gonna be. Yeah,
That's the
Last
Faction,
of
big
Last of
right
Us
there.
Part 2 director's cut.
yeah.
Dude, you're not joking. I think that's totally serious. I think it's gonna be the director's cut that's gonna have the first one remastered and the second one enhanced and the multiplayer for $70. That's what I think they're gonna do. All three.
You can't get the last of Us remastered.
It's a
without
you get Ellie's like bloody knife or something like that in the $250 special edition.
They already confirmed Factions as a standalone multiplayer. So I think honestly, what the next faction, which is reason why they decided to do this play, because it's supposed to be a pretty big, ambitious project.
I never played the first one that much.
I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna have a shared world. So like a Red Dead or a GTA Online. I think it's gonna be something like that. With obviously with a whole bunch of game modes and shit like that.
It still should have released with the game though.
Why? If they come out, because the reason why it didn't release with the second game, because they said they want to all their focus on the multiplayer, and the single player, and the single player was damn near 30 hours, and it was a fucking masterpiece.
Oh, remaster of the single player and the multiplayer, $70 package.
Oh, you talking about the but with the standalone, right? With the standalone, they're able to be more ambitious.
I think they're
gonna take more time with it.
I think they want $70 though, man. They got to get that bling bling on. You need Jim Ryan needs to fill up his grill, so I think they'll bundle it with something.
If it came out and shit like that, the multiplayer would have been tacked on.
No, but put it with the remaster of the first game.
I don't even want that fucking.
They'll pull like a Spider-Man Miles Morales type thing.
Me, that's a waste. If they remaster Last of Us 1, to me, that's a waste, man. That's a waste of resources.
Going to. I know. I always talk to Frogs. Frogs, I think on play. Shout out to Frogs, man. He was on vacation, but he said on this show, Smooth. Remember, he was saying how there will never be remastered. There will only be remasters to this stuff, and he's like, I was so wrong. I'm like, Frog, but you were right.
Yeah.
They always found a way to resell you those games again. You know, to reskin them, add features to them and stuff like that. You know, they did the Nintendo. They always find a way to do it. Even though it makes sense just to upgrade the game and move on, they add that stuff. And, I could just say, though, for Ghost of Tsushima and stuff, I love that DualSense, man. I do think that stuff does add some more tactile feel, and it's really incredible, like the way it does that. But also, too, just getting the extra island and all that other stuff. I like that. If you're just gonna just add, like I'll tell you right now, like that Wreckfest added more multiplayer, but like the Tony Hawk is a $10 upgrade. That is bullshit because that doesn't really do anything. Like it looks the same. But if you're gonna add content and stuff like that, then I maybe could go on to that stuff. But it depends. As I can tell you right now, that Wreckfest update for $10, nope, don't do it. I don't give a shit how many people, but they put in their multiplayer. It's not worth the $10 upgrade for Wreckfest for me. From what I understand.
Like that, was that the biggest change when they increased the amount of people on multiplayer?
They did. They increased the amount of people multiplayer, and supposedly they added enhancements to the dual sense with the triggers and stuff like that. But I played it because remember they gave it for PS Plus for like a month early, so I was not going to buy it because I have the other game.
What game are you talking about?
Wreckfest. They added the $10. We got it for PlayStation Plus, and I tell you, like I thought that thing will be rocking, like that controller, like all the crashing and stuff. It doesn't really. It's like feel the dirt, and I'm like I feel my ass. Like this doesn't do anything. But they added more multiplayer. But that one is a $10 ripoff. Like this $10 stuff, But it is definitely, you're gonna have to use your judgment on what is worth it, and they're gonna try to get away with as much as they can, and they're gonna see what works and what doesn't work. We're at the beginning of a generation, and everybody's trying new stuff. Everybody's flexing now because they know the early adopters are out there, and they're gonna set the tone for what the generation is gonna be when the casuals come on. And
some of them are not even doing $10. Like
I know. Well, Far Cry, and then the other thing, do you see Far Cry 6?
You had to buy a whole new game for Control. You got to buy a
Control, a $40 friggin' game update, and that one, it was cool, but I wasn't paying no $40 for that because we got it again with PlayStation Plus because I was like $40. Like, no way. I bought the Ultimate Edition, but you're gonna it's definitely. And then you see Far Cry given out for free. But I say never go full Ubisoft. I'm sorry, I never go full Ubisoft. Like, I never buy a Ubisoft game for full price.
They're gonna make that money.
Far Cry. I love Far Cry, but man, Far Cry 6 is looking rough. It looked a little rough. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Far Cry 6 looks worse than Far Cry 5.
Yeah, it looks a little rough though. I saw someone like, I'm like, that upgrade better be like, would that upgrade better fix like all the textures?
Did you see BG's video? You see BG's video? He was testing this shit and just dropped it.
He's like, I played enough. No, I played too much.
He said I played too much, and he dropped the shit right away.
And he was like at an event too, and he's like, yeah, I'm done. He like walked out, dropped the controller, mic drop. He walked out. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
The event's going to be 40 minutes. And last year they showed, 11 games in 57 minutes?
Something like that.
What, the second show or the first one?
No, the last year show was like... No.
It was like,
two. It was like 47 minutes. And it showed I think it was like 12 games, I think.
All right. So we were placed to get 12 games?
Probably 10 to 12 games shown. Yeah.
Okay. I think somebody asked me for predictions. I think this is what I think is going to be shown there. But the thing is, as I told everybody else, I have no expectations. And that doesn't mean I have low expectations. I just have no expectation. I'm not a PlayStation it's not my preferred platform, so I don't know what it's just all right. It is what it is. So it's I don't want the anticipation and hype level I don't have. So what I think is going to be there is I think Alan Wake's going to be there. I think the reason why it leaked because it was a part of the showcase. I think Grand Theft Auto is going to be there in some sort of capacity.
No, but they announced it. They officially announced Alan Wake, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The leak was too big. The leak kind of everybody reported on that leak for the remaster. It was unofficial, so they came out and put it out there. But we still haven't seen it.
It's about to be a whole lot of new Alan Wake fans.
So I think we got Alan Wake, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty Vanguard, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon 2 a little bit. Maybe do they show Horizon?
I like a trailer.
I wanted to say Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think yes.
I want to say Spider-Man, but then again, Insomniac needs a break. But then again, they could turn around and do Sunset Overdrive.
That shit's
that'd be crazy, man. If Insomniac has something to show, that's insane.
They're probably gonna show.
Yeah, friggin' sweatshop.
They've been teasing Resistance.
Dude, they do Resistance.
Time as well. They've been
I was playing Resistance on PlayStation Now.
The thing about Insomniac with Spider-Man, I agree, they need a break. They've been coming out with a whole, but they're the ones who are carrying the PS5. It wasn't for Insomniac. The PS5 will be a lot drier. You know what I mean? Than what it is. But you got to understand that Spider-Man came out in 2018, right? Miles Morales came out last year, but Miles Morales was done by a different team at Insomniac, a different director and everything like that. While the main team, while another team worked on Ratchet and Clank, and then the other main team is continuing to work on the next Spider-Man. So it'll be 3 years from the launch. And remember, Miles Morales is more like a smaller standalone game, so it'll be 3 years from the launch of Spider-Man 2018. And if they say, it's coming out next year or whatever, that wouldn't surprise me because that'll be 4 years from the Spider-Man 20. So if I see Venom with ray tracing, I'm gonna go crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things. Cause I was surprised to see Miles Morales last year at the thing. So that kind of took me by surprise. So it's I don't pull past him to announce Spider-Man 2. I don't think Abandoned's gonna be there.
No, that's gonna be there. They got to end that.
Hell no, bro.
They got
delayed again.
It's Silent Hills or the
gotta
Metal
end
Gear.
it.
That's just getting ended.
The only
Enough
way
of
that
Hasim.
The only way that game there is if it's Kojima.
Exactly.
If it's not Kojima, that game is not gonna be there at all.
All right.
Yeah, if that game is not there tomorrow, then Hasim and everything belong in the goddamn woods. Because that is just a waste of time. Those trash ass shit.
I'm trying to think who else is due. Like I think Last of Us at some point there's some version of The Last of Us for a PS5 because I don't think you get director's cuts of Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding and then you not do The Last of Us. Like, so I don't know, man. Like the thing is, PlayStation has done enough to surprise me. Like they surprised me last year, so it's like now it's like to the point like I don't know what they will or will not do. I there's things I expect to see there, and there's things I don't expect to see there. I think the biggest thing that's going to happen tomorrow is going to be a game that's new. I mean, we still with Forspoken's going to show up, right? Isn't that early 2022 release, or is that like fall 2022 release?
They
next year.
They said early 22, but you also got to remember Square Enix has a big Tokyo Game Show in 2 weeks as well too. Mm-hmm. So it may or may not show up. That's another thing. Like I'm expecting an update I'm not expecting, but I hope there's an update for Final Fantasy 16 because there's only been one trailer and that was at the PS Showcase 1 year ago. So maybe that would show there or show up. Some people are saying Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. No way in hell. Y'all know me. I'm a big fan of that game. I do not see that game being shown off before Final Fantasy 16 even comes out. Mm-hmm. If you want to see that game, wait till after that. I mean, it'll be cool if they show a little teaser, but I highly, highly doubt it. But I would like 16 to be there. But going off of the comments of the director like a couple months ago, I'm not sure if that's going to be here or at TGS or whenever. So, but I would like another trailer update because we only got one trailer from that. Mm-hmm. And they told us last year that we were going to get more information this year, and we haven't gotten any information.
Yeah, so that's what I'm keeping my thoughts to. I know people were talking about some possibility another Infamous or like.
Yeah, there's some rumors going around that Infamous could be coming back, which I wouldn't be okay with that, but I would like Sucker Punch to continue what Ghost of Tsushima. But just because the Infamous comes out doesn't mean that they won't do another Ghost of Tsushima, because Ghost of Tsushima is probably the most successful game as of right now, and. There was another rumor, and this rumor sounds super ridiculous. Like I said, I'm not believing in any rumor or anything like that. Just talk with the games. That's it. Let the games do the talking. But I don't know if y'all seen this whole rumor about Sony Ben possibly making a Men in Black game.
Yo, I saw that.
What?
I was a little upset when I saw that because if that's true, I'm like, they really gonna stiff Sony Ben on doing a Days Gone 2 sequel to make a Men in Black game.
Yeah, I was hurt when they said that.
That's gross, dog. That's.
I was like, that's doing that studio completely dirty. I'm sorry, because they wanted to do a Days Gone 2.
Yeah,
like they pitched that idea to Sony, and then Sony's like, nah. And if they said not to make this Men in Black 2 game or Men in Black game,
that'd be trash, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, but that's a rumor. I definitely don't believe in that rumor. But I mean, I would have to see the game for myself because the only thing that I do know with Sony Bannon with their next game and what they're saying is a bigger, more ambitious project than what they did with Days Gone. That's it, and it is going to be another open world game. That's all I know. So we'll see.
Okay. Wow. Like I said, I don't know, man. That's whatever they do, I know the show's gonna be good. I know there's gonna be like I'm just
something there for you.
There's gonna be
it's gonna be well paced.
Well paced, yeah. They typically, even though 40 minutes sounds short, if you look at what they did last year, it didn't feel short at all. A lot of quality content, not a lot in between. They got pretty much through it. They do pretty much a good job with it. I expect it to be a high quality thing. Do you think they have any surprises in the show that would release a game this year?
No, I don't think
so. I don't see them doing that.
No, because we would have if they had a big game for this year. If they do, it's probably a smaller indie game, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like I'm hoping like Little Devil Inside shows up again. Because we know they're gonna show indies as well. Yeah. But if there is a surprise release for this year, it'll probably be a smaller game. But as far as a big game, No, we would have. If there was a big game releasing in holiday this year from PlayStation, we would know about that right now. So
yeah, okay. Damn, somebody's talking like hella trash right now. So I've seen a couple things. That people I don't know if this is just people talking a rumor, but I tried to stay away from it. I didn't do it. Didn't do a video on it, but I might do a video on it, but I might come up for a different angle. What is up with this this rumor of Xbox buying Take-Two? Like, where did this shit come from?
Yeah, I've been seeing
It did come from
long
everybody
time
saying
ago.
that PlayStation was buying Take-Two. And
Yeah,
then so
they-
just people
Somebody's
threw out
buying
there,
them,
oh, well,
man.
Xbox was buying
nah,
Take-Two.
it came from that
No,
boomstick
they
guy.
said that it was in talks for like years though. Like they said that both Sony at one point was talking to him like years back, and they said that Xbox was talking to him like years back.
They said
So
Phil
I don't know
Spencer
how
was
it reprised itself again, but they said that both were in talks at some point. So
I saw that Phil Spencer was supposed to be talking to their vice president.
yeah, that part they did have. They were having like some type of conference or meeting.
Yeah,
or
that's
some
later
shit.
this
They were
month. That's the
streaming.
21st, September 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these. All right, so I used to get excited about these acquisition talks and
Rumors.
stuff, especially after the whole, after Xbox went on the shopping spree, and especially after the whole Bethesda thing. You be like, all right, who's next? But like, it's been getting a little ridiculous. So I look at Take-Two, and I'm like,
They got so many IPs.
yeah, I know they got so many IPs. It'll be very like expensive, but since when were they on sale though? I don't know. Like I don't
They
know
was
if I
trying to
buy
sell
it too
some years
much.
ago.
I don't know, but somebody put up like somebody put up what like Microsoft like I guess is like what they have to spend so they don't lose the money or at some point of next year sometime there's a certain amount that they're supposed to spend. So you saw when Satya was like, all right, we're not done with spending and all that bullshit. You saw when they were trying to purchase all these things, like they tried to purchase Discord, they tried to purchase this and that, and you saw the prices, and then somebody
they were
added
like
up
crazy.
all,
It was like 100.
like somebody added up all the prices, and it was like over like 100 billion something or some shit like that. So they were saying that like Microsoft has to spend this amount of money by this like point in time, or they lose it, or some shit like that. Where I was like, I've heard of this process before, but I just don't remember the terminology for it. But it's a certain amount they have to spend, so maybe that's why they are trying to acquire so much, and they've been like in the market of purchasing and acquiring shit. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you do. I mean, when you have that much money, you do have to, you have to spend.
Yeah,
Just
spend
like you have to spend it. You have to do something with it, because it helps
Yeah.
them on taxes and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, I do believe that. And they did attempt to buy a lot of things that didn't, go through, like Discord. If I owned Discord, I would have been sold that shit. Some dumb buffoons who didn't sell that
Right.
shit. But yeah, like, so it's like, okay, what are they gonna do? How much you gonna they sell it? $30 billion or some shit like for like Take-Two? I mean, I don't know how much they're worth. But when you consider what's under that, you have Rockstar, 2K, Private Division. Yeah,
they would obviously have to overpay. Like they would have, like if their market, like they say that it's like 18 billion, like they would obviously have to double that or triple that to go over. Like, so it's just like, I mean, if they were able to make it happen, I mean, they would have the shit to throw at it, but it's just like, I mean, did you see how everybody acted shit about the Bethesda purchase? And it's just like, how motherfuckers act with this happening?
Yeah, the only thing about
man.
this,
Just
I'll
like-
say this: this would be the only all right. So there's about 3 publishers, right, or whatever that Microsoft can acquire that I think to the point where like, all right, they'll probably leave majority of this shit multi-plat, right? Take-Two, obviously, because the amount of content
they
that
can
they
make.
put out, that
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, and all right, one or two things will happen. Things will remain multi-plat, or it will force PlayStation to go ahead and accept Game Pass on their platform. Take-Two, definitely. EA, yes.
Yeah.
And
they got a good relationship with EA.
Square Enix, yes. And I think Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft, you can get it's like somebody will move. You'll get like maybe Nintendo doesn't move, but PlayStation does. Because I've like one of those. If you get one of those, they put too much content out annually on multiple platforms, and they're typically AAA stuff that they do that, like, okay, if they don't keep it multi-plat, one of them, the other platform holders are gonna, because at that point you put that into your staple, then a Game Pass, an account like Game Pass would be essential, like an essential thing for gaming, like how Netflix is essential app, right? HBO, Disney Plus, they're essential. Game Pass isn't essential yet because it doesn't have. I mean, you got a good enough options without Game Pass, right? So, for example, if you suddenly lost access to EA, Ubisoft, or like Take-Two and stuff, that's too much of the market that you don't have access to. It then becomes essential. So that's when I think if Microsoft made a move on like an EA, Ubisoft, or Take-Two, I think that's when Game Pass would start realistically becoming on a platform like PlayStation and Nintendo. Now, as an Xbox fan, believe it or not, I'm not rooting for Game Pass to appear on PlayStation or Nintendo.
Not at all.
I'm just not.
No,
I know people want. I'm not. I'm just not. I don't. So.
Well, you know what though? I'm surprised they didn't buy Moon Studios.
Moon Studios is cheap. They could get that whenever they want. I'm
sorry. We talking about we're talking about like publisher size things. Is this like in terms of Take-Two? Should we talking about like just in the amount of microtransactions they made just off shark cards with GTA 5 alone?
Yeah,
like and how long
they can acquire, like if Microsoft made like a move on, let's say like Devolver Digital or Focus Home Interactive. They'll be big, but it's still not enough to make it essential. They'll have a whole lot, but not enough to make it essential. If it becomes essential, you have to look at the other major players. Like you have to look at the Ubisoft, the EAs, and because Ubisoft puts out so much content annually and AAA content annually. It's like that will make you turn your head. So EA, Take-Two obviously is big. The stuff they put out, it's crazy. But I don't know. I'm not buying it, but like I won't be too surprised at anything at this point, because after Bethesda, I was shocked at Bethesda, but
I just looked up.
But they did have a good relationship with Bethesda before. They didn't. It wasn't like they worked well with them.
Yeah,
like these other blends will be just a kind of like a buyout, and they gotta, the thing too, you gotta make sure that they want to do it. Like, and also too, like, I think that they have a lot on their plate right now, and they got a lot to show. Like, I think they gotta stop buying stuff and and try to just kind of get some production out of what they already have.
But weren't y'all just saying that they need to show?
Yeah, because they announced all those games, but by buying more studios just adds more question marks as to what's coming out and stuff. And look, they spent $7 billion or whatever on Bethesda. Did that get any new games come out any sooner? Sony still has the exclusive games for a year, and then you got to wait another year for Starfield. Like it did. I thought they bought Bethesda to kind of front load their games while their games are being developed. Bethesda's just in the same shithole that they are. They're basically delayed until 2025. Again, like their games are far out. Starfield, it's still a year off, a year and a half off.
I just looked it up, and Take-Two right now is worth almost $19 billion.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's not even.
It's all VC though.
That would be a $40 billion purchase.
Shock cards and VC.
Given how much they offered for those other shit things that they were about to buy earlier this year, that's an easy $40 billion.
They just buy somebody. They just bought some sort of a video
like
some video editor
recording.
Improve that capture crap.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
They bought that.
So it's like I'm saying, I don't believe it until obviously something the official says something. This is just just all the rumors and shit. It's just like these things were talked about like a brick ago. Like this was like a long time ago. So it's just like for it to be coming back up now, like a lot of people, like they allude to, okay, it takes a long time for these talks to kind of like round themselves out. Like, just like, I mean, the talk with Bethesda, shit, it could have been for like a good minute that they were talking about this deal. And then you see that certain things were happening between the two companies. And it's just like, you see that Phil Spencer's about to talk with the CEO, whoever. Like, I mean, everybody's just kind of like grasping at straws. It's just like, just give it time. Just hold on, wait, see what happens, calm down, don't jump the gun. I know, like, a lot of people, like, they don't like the idea of it happening out of the fear of it happening. I honestly don't give a shit. Like, it's just like, all right, you get them, you don't. But it's just like, I mean, just calm down and just wait for some solid shit to happen.
The only person I seen first talking about this was that Boomstick guy, whatever his name is.
Oh, geez.
No, shit.
And well, no, I mean, of course, these rumors. I mean, but they've been rumored. Sega.
Sega. Phil took a dump at Sega headquarters. He walked out. They thought they're buying
it. Square Enix. They've been saying they're gonna buy. So to me, it just seems like people bringing this back up, man, because they know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
All right, so Jeff. That would be a nice. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Regardless.
If that drops tomorrow, yeah.
If PlayStation did this shit, right? You know, they have they gonna. I feel like they're gonna knock it out the park. You know, it's probably gonna have some of us Xbox in our fields. Probably not me, but some of us. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm confident they're gonna have a good show, right? But if you tell me on Friday Microsoft turned announced that they acquired Take-Two, that would be like some shit like. I wouldn't care. Like, I think that would be a nice memory wipe.
Yeah, that'd be.
They're more likely gonna give a release date to the Xbox fridge instead. That's the kind of shit
they probably would do some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, just a reminder, the Xbox fridge is gonna be releasing right after Halo. I was like, oh,
they're gonna announce another controller.
Aaron Greenberg came out and confirmed that that's on track for this holiday. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, he did. Jeff Grubb tweeted. Jeff Grubb did tweet this. He said, when PlayStation says Fire Sprite is making new kinds of games, it's not referring to the kind of stuff that Japan Studios did. It's thinking about Sony's untapped potential for multiplayer games. Multiplayer games sell and monetize better, which is crucial for as budgets grow. He also followed up with this. This is also Sony fighting smarter and not harder. Microsoft and Tencent have infinite money, and Sony simply cannot win that battle. So instead, it is mining its long-held European relationships for talent. And the truth is that may be a better strategy than quote-unquote acquire Take-Two. And my thing is, I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, why he say that? Is he hinting it? Why a quote-unquote acquire Take-Two?
Well, not because the rumors, though.
Yeah, just that. It's just the kind of like just to ease calm the waters a little bit. If a wave does happen, he's trying to calm it down. So like
it sounds like it's damage control.
It doesn't. It doesn't even like it's because of the rumors and shit like that.
I'm just saying. Reason why I said it sounds like damage control journalism because what he did was he's highlighting. He says he's pretty much saying is PlayStation's mining European talent.
Their relationships
is better than, let's say, acquiring a Take-Two. Nigga, if we turn around, they find out that Xbox acquired Take-Two and they say GTA, Red Dead, Borderlands, and NBA 2K is fucking exclusive to Xbox. Fuck that. No, that is not better than acquiring some shit called Spirit Fire. No.
I think you're misinterpreting. I think you're misinterpreting what he's trying to say. I think he's saying that the strategy Sony is using for them, as far as like,
it's different.
Pinpointing and like curating like the purchases that they make that makes the most sense for them, rather than just going in an arms race, right, with Microsoft and buying these publishers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No,
that's what he's saying. Like he's trying. Like, I understand exactly what he's saying. It's just like, if you can't beat them face to face, like hand to hand, then you need to go and like pick up a brick. And like, so that's what they doing. Like, they just like, hey, yo, we've worked with these people. We have a specific relationship with these people. Why not let's just bring them under our umbrella and just like help them and like give them support and like make sure that they can produce what we need them to produce instead of trying to go out and like
buy a publisher,
gobble
like
up shit. Like,
and they're making that team, that Fire Sprite team. They're making a multiplayer shooter. Like we don't know if it's first or third, but Herman Holz.
Anything like persistence, they can hold that shit.
Well, I don't know, but Herman Holz said that when he made the statement about like them acquiring or whatever, he was saying one of the reasons is because they wanted to. I gotta look up the exact tweet, but they wanted to diversify and expand like the genres that they do and stuff like that. Like a lot of people would say that, PlayStation, they need more multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
Well, now we're starting to see that they have been investing more into multiplayer games. They haven't come out, or we haven't seen a lot of them yet, like the Jade Raymond and the Firewatch studio, now this studio.
Yeah.
Right.
They're strategic. He's just saying that they're playing more strategically, like because they don't have the money just to go buy out a publisher. They're strategically building up their stuff, and they did say they want to build their stuff organically, which is similar to like getting these studios that are new and kind of giving them the funding and building them up to get that kind of quality that they want out of these studios. So they're kind of strategically building up stuff and doing it in areas like Liverpool, I guess, where they want to have some leverage, especially having a global that helps with having a global global marketing, that you have more global studios. But where Microsoft is just, they could just go buy and say, now all your shit belongs to me. And
like
you're just saying,
would mean that they build it from inside. They're still going out and purchasing shit, but they're just not going out.
It's different though than buying like Outer Worlds and saying now it's ours, or buying like Starfield and saying now it's ours. Organically is like you get them from the beginning and you start building stuff from them. Like like what they did with what they're doing with Hellblade 2, I guess, or like with Jade Raymond, or what Microsoft did with with Compulsion, maybe like Compulsion Games or something like that. Like they'll build something with them to start. That's like more of organic growth.
Grassroots is like if they're getting like certain talent, and then they build a studio from within around them. Like they're still going out and purchasing. They're just not going out and throwing the big buckets out there.
They're not buying Capcom.
But the thing is like it's so like I know. See, first off, I feel that this whole buying studio shit, I'm sick of. I think this is bullshit because it doesn't yield the games yet, and I just think that the news of buying studios is just I'm just done with this stuff. Yeah. But I think that consolidation is going to happen. It's just the thing is that for Microsoft, they like for them to get the games that the fans want and just like the things, they don't have to buy a whole goddamn publisher to get those games. Like they can make the deals, they can make the partnerships and do like Gears. Dude, Gears was never owned. Like what? They didn't have to buy Epic to have Gears 1, 2, and 3, and they didn't have to do that. Like why do we have to do that in order to get games?
Let me break it down. When they tried to do these deals, they got shat on for doing these deals. You heard the deal.
They did a bad They did bad stuff there.
You heard the deal that they tried to do with Tomb Raider, right?
Well, that was a bad deal because Square Enix screwed them right before it released.
I mean, so it's like they're trying to make sure that they don't run into those things again. They're trying to make sure that they don't get that type of publicity again. Like, so if they can make sure, like that Bethesda deal, like everybody knows the history between Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda, so they understood that deal. They got it. Like when they tried to go about it the same way that Sony went about it, when they can make deals like 1 year, 2 year, whatever, how long deals, like people were highly upset. In that year that they did that Tomb Raider shit, like a bunch of people, all the little newspaper people and all the motherfuckers, was like, oh my God, this is horrible. How can they do this to Sony people? And this is like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's the shit they gotta do, man. That's what they had to do.
People at all. So
they should do that Tomb Raider. Look at Titanfall. They didn't have to buy EA to get Titanfall. The thing is when I say about buying stuff, I understand you buy the whole studio, now you own the stuff, Xbox. I know that. But the thing is that I feel like you buy the studio, then we wait for the games and wait for the stuff. Meanwhile, they could be bringing games to platforms without having to go through the whole celebration, buying the whole thing and doing the stuff, man. They could just get games like they used to do.
Like they did that with the Xbox One, where they were doing deals and they didn't own none of them IPs. You see where Sunset Overdrive went?
Yeah,
understood all of those deals
and Quantum Break, and we got games because of that stuff. They bought Bethesda. We're waiting.
You want them to own it. That's what you want, so they can continue to support it later on. You don't want them to just make deals and to just be like, "Hey, yo, all right, we want our IP back, or we want this shit back." And I mean, you really can't.
They could have made Sunset 2, dude. They could have made Sunset 2. They decided not to do it. They're the problem. It's not the deal is the problem. They're the problem. Look at Quantum Break 2. They locked down Gears for 4 generations, for 4 episodes. They locked down Gears. Titanfall 1.
The deals are the problem, but also Microsoft was the problem. Like,
they're the problem.
One or the other is not complicit. Like, they're both together. They're both together.
But I agree with both of y'all. Like what Jazz saying is that you need to get with more like a better relationship with. Well, do those deals with studios. They have a better, relationship.
Like Remedy. Look, Alan Wake was exclusive for the longest time.
Yeah, but see, the problem is, Jazz, like all these so-called Insomniac fans, what? Spider-Man sold what? 30 million almost? Ain't none of them dudes bought an Xbox to play Sunset Overdrive. They will not buy Xbox.
I understand. That's the problem, dude. I'm not saying that they do that to take Sony. That's gonna happen. They can't do that to take Sony guys away, but just to bring games to the platform. They don't have to go out and buy all these studios to do that. They didn't have to do that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. But eventually, remember when they did the Final Fantasy deal just to get it day and date? That was a huge deal. Same thing with GTA. To get them day and date from PlayStation, that was a big deal at the time.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
I just think that there could have been strategic moves. Like they could have made sequels to Sunset Overdrive 2. They could have made sequels to Quantum Break 2, and not just to steal Sony fans away, but just to keep the consistency of bringing games to the platform and not having this kind of 2016 regression where they just like are waiting now.
But that's not like stealing Sony players. That's like saying that when Mario come out, Nintendo gonna steal Sony players. No, people should just buy games they like, but they don't do that in the case.
I think that was a bad comparison. Go ahead.
Well, no, how
Mario?
Well, you know what I mean.
Mario's Nintendo only.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's not an attempt to take the players. They're expecting gamers to buy games that they like from developers, but that's not the case when it comes to a lot of these gamers nowadays. They like, I'm not buying an Xbox just to play a Kojima game. They literally went out there and said that, didn't they?
Yeah,
when that rumor came out, they won't do it, bro. Like.
When Sunset Overdrive came out and he got his reviews, wasn't nobody really fucking with it. So stop that shit. Like everybody talking about like they really fuck with that game. That game. And you gotta think about the review. Hold up though. You gotta think about the reviews. You gotta think about the reviewers and the Metacritic, and you know how heavy everybody was with that shit. So like everybody laid really heavy on Xbox, and a lot of Xbox gamers were very displeased or disappointed or discouraged from fucking supporting it because like it got fucking shit on the whole time. But then once Insomniac got it back, and then everybody was like, "Oh man, this shit about to blow up, so we about to get Sunset Overdrive 2 and shit." Then everybody was like, "Yeah, man, shit never got supported over on Xbox because y'all motherfuckers shit all over it at that fucking point."
Dude, I like Sunset Overdrive. I beat that with the DLC. But no, you're right. There's hypocrites on that side. Now they're gonna cap saying Sunset was the best thing. But I think that we have to stop blaming ourselves, that we're the problem, that we're the fault of why we lost these games. We got to stop blaming us. We're the consumer. We're the gamers. If they didn't market it, they chose not to do it. That's on them. We should not. I get pissed off when people say that, like we didn't buy it, or you didn't get this. You don't support this. That's why you don't get it. You want to know what? That's bullshit. We're the consumer. It's your job to sell it to us. And if it didn't work out, then you do a better job next time around. The first game is always the one that's kind of the hit or miss. The sequel's the one that maximizes the goods of the first game to make the second one even better. Just look what Gears 2 did to Gears 1. Uncharted 2 did to Uncharted 1. The problem was Microsoft and not giving those games a second chance to make a better Sunset Overdrive 2, to make a better Quantum Break 2, a second Rise 2. Make those games better. They dropped those franchises, not us. They did. So blame that Phil and his fucking donuts.
So who would, like you gotta tell
The
me,
thing is, the reason why those games
who is Rise owned by?
That
Who
shit
is Rise
sound
owned
good.
by? Like, all of that shit sounded
You
amazing.
know
All of it
No,
sounded
y'all
amazing. All of it sounded good. All of it sounded fucking patriotic as fuck. But the reality is that Xbox wasn't. Hold up, chill out. Xbox wasn't
The Phil flag.
supported at all. Xbox wasn't getting supported at all by Microsoft, and that is a clue that everybody seems to forget or toss by the wayside, that they weren't getting fucking supported at all. So when it came down to these deals, there was no way of them upholding them, like withholding them, like having those games to continue to support them later on. Like, so I don't know why we keep talking like them motherfuckers were supported with the bag the whole time.
Matter of fact,
Xbox One, they weren't.
Phil Spencer even said himself he had to go talk to that dude, what's his name, about why they should keep Xbox around.
They were gonna kill it.
Look, regardless,
they was
that's not because of us. It's them.
Regardless where it got to in terms of what was defended and what wasn't defended, there's a time frame where Xbox was almost sold. So it never got to that point. And it should never have got to that point, but there was a time where that was almost happening. And to be honest with you, I kind of disagree with you, Jazz. Like, I would prefer them to go the direction of, not relying on second-party deals that isn't guaranteed to make any more games for them in the future. Like, I would prefer them to buy the studio, nurture the studio like they're doing, than just rely on a second-party studio that at any time could stop making games for them or could get bought by another company. And then they're sitting with a brand that they can't do nothing with.
Killer Instinct.
Well, Killer Instinct, that's their IP, man. They need somebody to make that game. But no,
exactly.
Agree.
They don't
Yeah, buying up. You agree that
at the end of the day, like,
you do secure the bag. Like, by buying them, you could control everything about them. Especially, I like when you buy and you get the IP. That's always a value. But my thing is that the whole, like, we're talking about buying studios to get games. That's the conversation. And I don't think I don't like that route. Like, why do we have to buy studios to get games? We should just get games. That's the problem.
They tried that, bro. That's what we saying. They tried
Sony's doing it. They don't buy Square Enix to get Final Fantasy 16 and get Forspoken. They're not buying them.
Bro, the thing is, though, is they're putting all. Look, Square. They're putting a lot, and a lot of trust behind Square Enix. Not to like one day just not work with them like they used to, like they're working with them now. Like look, like let's say, God forbid, there's some crazy ass fucking stuff that goes on, and then Square Enix is no longer accepting that bag like that. Then what are they going to do? They've lost the Final Fantasy exclusive. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Like Microsoft, they did that shit, and it worked out for them, and it didn't work out for them because they nurtured other studios and built other reputations of other studios. All of the 360 gen, the BioWares. All these games that they had exclusive, they built their reputation up. And then EA came and snatched BioWare.
And they should have, but they should have bought them. They had the choice, though. Remember, they could have bought them, and they didn't.
But
that's the problem.
But you literally just said not to buy studios to get the games. Like,
I'm saying no to secure the IP. And I'm talking about now because since 2016 it's been dry, and it's dry because they have to rebuild. Why just get games, man? Just make those deals and get the games.
Nah, bro. That's a bad
You wait until 2025 to figure out what these guys are making.
That's the correct term to say. That's a band-aid. That's the correct.
You rather just sit and wait.
I'm not going to say that that Jez isn't wrong, because I do feel like they do need some form of timed exclusivity. But I just think instead of investing money into the timed exclusivity, they've invested money into Game Pass and into their games day into the service, such as MLB The Show, such as Outriders. Like, sure, those aren't timed exclusive games, but those scream, you're playing these games on our platform.
Right.
Yeah, shit, and people keep talking about them. The shit, a lot of their IPs are like new IPs are coming out to be service games. A lot of them are like RPGs and shit that aren't service games at all. Like, so
we don't know what they are, dude.
Which RPG game came out?
We don't know what they are.
Which RPG game came
And
out?
why can't it be both? That's the thing.
No,
like it
no,
doesn't,
no, stop
and that's
it,
the whole
stop
point.
it.
Like, why can't it be both? That they buy and they
They
reveal.
said it was a single player game. Like they said that they had many single player games coming out. Like coming, they're in the works. They didn't say single player service games or some shit like that. They never said that. So to just say that just because games are in Game Pass, they're all going to be service games.
The biggest issue I have with Microsoft is not grabbing the timed exclusives, letting games go timed exclusive. Like I'm not feeling the Final Fantasy where I can't play 7 Remake. I'm not feeling where I can't play 16. I'm not feeling where I can't play Forsaken. Like they are letting Square Enix make them look so bad because they're letting all these games go. And I'm not saying Microsoft's intentionally letting these games go, but there's no way that they couldn't do something in some form of way to stop these games from being an exclusive.
Yeah.
There's no way they didn't hear, oh, Square Enix is making a codename game. What was that codename for Forsaken when it came out? Whatever it was, but it was like, let's go talk to them. But by the time they decided to go talk to them, somebody's sitting there with the bags. So like,
that's what I mean.
The thing with Square Enix, a lot of people have. The thing with Square Enix, the relationship between Square Enix and Sony. At one point, Sony, I think they bought a lot of shares from Square Enix. At one point, then they sold it back to them. It was when Square Enix was like in the red, and they were like kind of about to go like bankrupt. It was like during the end of the PS3 or whatever. And so Sony helped them out and they backed them up, and then they sold their stocks back to them. So they have a really close relationship, which is why Sony get these dibs and these first.
Hold on, let me address the Raven Flow. I ain't seen you in a minute, so we're gonna address you. Raven Flow, how do you expect to build a fan base on a platform where we get the scraps of JRPGs? We just recently got Dragon Quest. We just recently got Yakuza. How do you build up a platform if none of these games are ever on? Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm looking at, I love Dragon Quest 11, loved it. But I'm like, I might as well, while I was going to get a PlayStation regardless, but my thought process is, there's a good chance that 12 ain't coming to Xbox day and date. So you automatically get these consumers that thought process that's like, look, like, I love these. Literally, Final Fantasy Remake was the hottest shit that came out last year, and that hasn't touched Xbox.
Facts, talk about it.
It is hot.
It's coming to PC. I don't see it coming to Xbox anytime soon, though.
Oh yeah, they did rumor for PC.
That make though, I don't understand, and I'm about ready to get out of here, guys. But I don't understand what sense does that make. It was like, what's the, like, why put it on PC and not Xbox? Like, what's the beef? It's just a fucking game.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Hurt, buddy.
All I know is Square Enix, as far as the remakes and the projects, they want to get the games out as quick as possible, all the parts off, and as polished as possible. And the best way to do that, man, is focus on one platform. You know what I mean? That's the best way to do that.
But I got some stuff I got to handle. But you guys are doing a good show, man. I'm gonna leave.
Classic. Classic playing Xbox.
Go, but yeah, it was a blast of the past with some.
It was a blast of the past.
Jez, I'm gonna let you give your start you off with the outros. Once again, thanks for coming through. It was good to have you.
Text me before you get off Discord, kid. Text me before you get off Discord.
All right. Was good. Definitely having you back and seeing you do your thing. Jez, where can the people find you?
Yo, you can find me at Jez7780 GMG, what grinds my gears, home of the Gaming Grindhouse on Monday nights at 8:30, where Frogs and I rock the Gaming Grindhouse. I'm almost at 1,000 subs, can't even believe it. I'm about like 40 away, and then we'll get Buck Roger his pool for the Grindhouse because he bought his Bane suit. He's waiting for that 1,000 subs. We're expanding the Grindhouse, but yeah. Go over there and hit that like button over here, and it's been awesome, man. I listen to the show all the time, and yeah, we got history, man. This is great, and playing Xbox is awesome, man.
Appreciate it.
Good times, man. Thank you for the invite.
Anytime, you're always welcome. Charm City Games.
It was going on smooth, man. Thank you for the invite. Y'all can find me on Instagram, PlayStation, Xbox, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Everything is Charm City Games. And also, I got a Facebook group called No Sleep Gamers, so y'all can go ahead and check that out too.
Awesome. Ole Man Logan.
Oh, good podcast, guys. Excited to see what's going on tomorrow with the PlayStation Showcase. Definitely excited. We're in gaming season, so there's gonna be tons of conversations, tons of games coming out. Just be safe, have fun, and you can find me, Ole Man Logan, pretty much on everything.
Yes, and Chris Righteous.
Yo, it was a good talk. Definitely great conversations. Yeah, I got a little animated at one point, but it's all love.
You good, baby?
Yeah,
man.
I get passionate, but yeah, man, I'm stoked. Tomorrow, man, is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be trolling Smooth all day, all weekend. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna pretend busy.
Yeah,
I'm at work.
Nah, man, but yo,
what I miss?
It was great discussions, and yeah, man, it was a great time to be a gamer, man. Plus, we got Tales coming Friday.
Oh yeah, that got some high reviews, man.
Yeah, it seems like around 87, 88. Yeah, around 87, 88 on Metacritic, which is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Like I said, it's probably gonna be like one of my game of the years.
It's the highest Tales rated game, right? That's what they said. Like, it's the highest one.
It's the highest. Yeah, it's the highest rated Tales game. It's the highest rated. Tales game.
Yeah.
So, y'all check that out, man. It's on Xbox.
Shout out to the Raven Flow. He said, with the giddy up, y'all. Sad boy blue. That shit just sounds weird, but coming out of my mouth because it's like, but sad boy.
Yeah, baby. I will be streaming the Alan Wake remaster though. I will be doing a playthrough of that when that gets released. So look out for that. I'll drop my Twitch later on. But yeah, really good show. Good to have Jazz on. Good to have Charm City for sure on. Good to have the whole cast in here. Shout out to Addict for dropping through. Yeah, good show, Smooth.
Appreciate it. NickBanks.
Yo, I'm here. Yeah, man, good show. Nice going back and forth with Jazz and my man Chris, But yeah, I'll be tuned in tomorrow watching that exclusive look at Deathloop, Xbox Studios, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna lose my shit if they show Deathloop.
They're gonna show Deathloop, baby.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do something with the Spider-Man movie, like maybe a new suit for the Spider-Man game.
Probably, yeah.
They're gonna do something with Spider-Man.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's what was cool and shit like that, but we don't need to see it again. We've seen enough.
Yeah, we just tired of seeing it.
And shout out to
Xbox, baby.
Shout out to Dopest J. I know he probably got like exhausted, but
the Halo conversation wears you out, man. The Halo's a trigger word for me, man. I can't. You say that word, and I'm like, go off for an hour.
Yo, we all gotta get on there day one.
Yes, I'm playing it.
Yeah, definitely.
I did like what I played. It was a competent shoot, like it was good, but the multiplayer was never the issue.
Yeah,
but me and Jazz. See, I keep talking Halo. We're doing outros. Don't say Halo.
Me and Jazz, we gonna stream that co-op day one, baby.
Halo.
Oh shit!
All right, we appreciate everybody for coming through. Shout out to Bless Red, the Raven Flow, Alex PSX, Stone King, just everyone who came through, showed us some love. Hit the like button, hit the share button. We'll see you guys next week. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace out, y'all.